This episode is also brought to you by Gillum Insurance, specializing in life, farm, auto, home, and commercial insurance. Give them a call at 740-395-0357 for a quote today. If you want to get treated right, save a little money, and make sure your stuff is covered properly, Gillum Insurance is Chubby Bartender endorsed. Big thanks to AP Prep. Hey, if you want to earn the day, get your ass over to AP Prep. You can find them on the internet at apprep.info. Earn the day. This episode is brought to you by your locally owned and operated McDonald's restaurants. They've been proudly serving Jackson and the surrounding area for over 40 years. Thank you to all of the communities that have supported us throughout the years. We truly appreciate your business. Get in there and try one of those apple fritters, man, and the other baked goods. The Mun's got it going on.
Hey, guys, huge thanks out there to Geiger Brothers Construction, professional engineering and commercial construction. Hey, give these guys a call, 740-286-0800. Hey, you'll be glad you did.
Takes me the first 5 minutes of podcast to get myself situated.
Yeah, you got to get comfortable.
Bear with me.
Get comfortable. Well, Steve Abele, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
So this isn't live, is it?
No, this is not live.
Good, you can edit out all that other stuff, right?
Yeah, we
Thank
can do
you.
all that. We're professionals, bud.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't mess around.
We don't mess around. What are we drinking here tonight, Tim?
Tonight, man, we're gonna dive into just a
Ooh.
good old fashioned, not an expensive blend, but very popular. Four Roses, buddy.
Four Roses, okay.
Yeah, not two or three.
Four.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got some coffee here, too.
I do too. I brought my Stanley. I mean, I'm gonna be
Hey,
working on some
got
coffee.
bad news.
What's that?
I can't find my Stanley.
Well, I'll tell you what, they got them over at Callahan.
Well, I know, but that was the special one. I've had that
Well,
one for
I
a while.
know, yeah. But hey, just like a good beer glass or whiskey
Yeah.
glass, or just like a great cigar, you every now and then you smoke it to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm going to find it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about it: it's not worn out.
No.
I mean, I know that.
Well, I saw there was a major construction project down the road. Maybe somebody borrowed it for a hammer.
Somebody might taken it. They might be using it as a hammer, or hell, they might be moving dirt with it. You never know.
never know.
Yeah.
Are you a coffee guy, Steve?
Coffee? Yeah.
You got a Stanley thermos?
I have one, yes.
Oh, they're wonderful, aren't they?
Yes. I have an old one, like from the 70s.
That's awesome.
It's glass line. It's
Well,
still
and
really
I
good.
bet it still is
It
going
is perfect.
strong. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I love it.
All right, so you are from the band SoHi.
I am.
With some good friends of ours. You've converted me into a heavy metal. Don't tell my cousin David.
Okay.
Okay, but you've converted me about half into being a heavy metal fan.
That's good. That's good news.
And you did that at a live show, and that I went to of you guys's, or that we did together. And man, I tell you, so we want to talk a lot about that tonight. And I kind of want to, hear your musical journey.
Okay.
Chad is a music fan, a huge music
big
fan.
time, man. Big fan, but I can't play it.
Yeah,
like
he
you
doesn't
do.
play. I always love people's stories. So, you want a cigar?
You want a cigar?
Oh, man, I don't smoke. I got to keep my beautiful
That's
singing
right.
voice.
You got to keep that voice.
Oh, wait a minute. That's never mind. It's not very beautiful.
I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that they smoke to like make their voice kind of raspy or something. And
Yeah.
You
I'll
say
just
that's a
hold
bunch
one
of
like this
BS.
if I look
Yeah.
You never
That's
did
why
smoke
Pudge and I
cigarettes?
smoke.
I've never smoked anything.
We just smoke to make ourselves look cool.
Anything.
Anything.
Nope.
Anything. And,
Except a guitar neck.
yeah, you
There you
smoked
go.
a lot of those. So, man, you've been playing. We were talking before the show. You've been at this. You are another one. I talked to. Did you watch Bart's episode?
I did.
Bart's always.
Yeah.
Bart's Bart. Just good, no matter
Bart's
what.
great.
And you're kind of one of those guys. I'm sure you heard us talk about the fact that there's certain people that's been doing this for a long time. And,
Right.
And you're one of those guys, man. I mean, at least since I've known you in the last probably 20 years or known of you or however you want to put it, I can't think of a time whenever you weren't making music. And whenever I say making music, I mean physically making music. You
Right.
weren't just covering other people's songs.
Right,
you were
right.
you were making music, man. So
Absolutely.
so when did you pick up the guitar?
Well, I started out on piano,
Did you?
and
How old?
oh man, between 5 and 8, I think.
Yeah.
Down at Summers Music, Wellston, Beverly Summers, by Beverly, and we did recitals, and did at the church thing, and we'd all get up and do a number and stuff, and on piano. She'd mostly play the piano, and we'd sing. And my brother
Did
Mike.
you play in church?
No,
You never did play in church.
no. They wanted me to.
We was talking about that with Bart, how a lot of guys start off
Yeah,
in church.
well, Bart's, he's multi-talented, man. He's
Yeah.
great. But me and my brother Mike, I don't know if you know Mike or not, I remember us singing Bad Bad Leroy Brown at a church, but we had to say the whole darn town because it was a church.
Yeah, had to clean it up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, I was a big fan of Elton John, of course, so I was going that route. And then started getting into Kiss, of course, what we talked about. We'll talk about later.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I want to play guitar. So Nick Summers, God rest his soul, my heroes.
Yeah.
He used to come to my house, actually, and teach me guitar.
I didn't know Nick was a guitar player.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and I can remember it, him teaching me stuff. I had a cheap guitar. We got down here. It used to be at a jewelry store down here on the corner. I think everybody had a K guitar at first.
Down here in Jackson?
Yeah, it was right here on the corner, right by the corner pub, right across the street.
What was that called?
It was a comic book store too at one time.
Oh, the baseball card store, Mike's Card Shop.
Mike's, yeah.
It has Mike Bennett.
Yep.
Right.
I don't know what was in the front of that.
There used to be a
Jewelry store?
yeah, and they sold
Trimble's
guitars and
Jewelry
stuff.
Store.
Trimbles.
Something like
Trimbles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So got that, and then my
It's a
dad
cool
would
building.
buy me better guitars. The more I'd get going. And
Because your mom and dad played, right?
my mom did.
Your mom did.
And my brother, my sister. My sister plays piano.
Okay.
My brother, he doesn't play music, but he's a engineer, so he's a genius at that. But so finally, I went to Hummingbird Music when it was over here by Kroger's, where Revco original. This has been a long time ago.
I didn't know how
I forgot it was there. I remember it being over beside Michael's Ice Cream down here, where before Michael's,
Right.
got
Yeah.
torn
Hummingbird
down.
was?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
was.
know that.
It was. There used to be like 3 buildings there. You had the ice cream, then like they had like a little bus station actually, or bus ticket thing, and then Walt had Hummingbird Music in that 3rd older building right there.
I don't remember that. That's been before
He's
me.
moved a couple of times, but yeah, that's when I met Larry Cook, who was he's my hero. He's the one that really got me into music.
He played at my church.
Yeah, he's
up
a
there.
genius. I mean, the guy is, there's no words for this guy. The genius, greatest guitar player I've ever played with, and he just kind of I just come in, and, I was waiting for the hey, here's the G and the A chord. He's just like, what do you want to hear? What do you like? What do you want to play? Bring me a cassette. Like, okay. So, but he goes, let's learn something today. And I remember "Life's Been Good" by Joe Walsh. And I was,
Life's been good
yeah.
to me,
And here I am, not very old, And he was just, okay, here's how it goes. And that's the best way I've ever learned to play guitar, because there's no pressure. You're not like have to name all these notes and all this stuff, and it's all by ear. And pretty much in music, I mean, it's all pretty close.
Yeah.
Riffs and
He
chords.
He teaches you all that stuff from a cassette.
Yeah, just bring in what you
Monster.
want.
Bring what you want to hear. Hey,
Right.
just bring me what you want to play.
Take that, kids.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Take that. He didn't
That
YouTube
was
how to
it.
play that one.
that was it. But I would bring Kiss songs in there, bring whatever. He didn't care.
And Larry just break
And-
it down
and-
on the spot, or would he take
Yeah,
it
right
home?
there. Oh, yeah. That's how I learned to do it. Right now.
So how long then, Steve, did that take? I mean, that
Not very long,
process.
no.
Like, did you find yourself then all of a sudden being able to kind of do that on your own?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was in my first band at probably, 14 years old.
So
you know?
I got to go back to this Larry Cook thing.
What?
Because I know Larry Cook. I got to go back to this Larry Cook thing. Because I know, man, this guy's next level.
Oh, he is. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so you would walk in there. Was he big in the church at the time?
I don't know, because I was so young. I didn't
He's
pay
teaching
attention.
Kiss songs,
so
dude.
you were going into, he was at Hummingbird then
Right.
with his brother.
Right. Walt.
And
Hey, big guy.
Yeah, hey, dog, what you doing, dog?
Hey, big guy.
And
We love Walt. He's down in Florida now. Him
Yeah.
and Rosie.
I bet he's
Yeah.
loving that.
I love
man.
Walt, man. Rosie.
Yeah.
so
You guys are great.
So you go in there, and Larry, is he giving guitar lessons, or
Yeah.
is he?
Yeah.
That's what he did in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. He just like wander around, and then his guitar students would show up, but he'd be in there playing stuff, and
He was selling guitars.
amazing
and,
stuff. Though.
Yeah.
He didn't have to. He could just pick it up and play it, and people would buy it.
My dad
You know,
tells
just because hey, I can do that.
my dad tells a story about they had a booth at the Apple Festival one year, and they all it was like Tommy Madison and Larry
man.
Cook and those guys, and like they got in there and like just sat down in the booth and just got to jamming.
Right.
And Dad
Is
said
that
it
right?
was some of the best. Dad said he just went over and got him an elephant ear and a candy corn, sat on this business's front ledge, and just sat there all day. He said,
I'm gonna go get an elephant ear.
yeah, he said, I'm parked here right now.
So I played with Tommy Madison too.
Really?
Yeah, but we'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, Larry. I mean,
So you'd walk in there and you were
Yeah.
wanting to play. You're a young kid,
Yeah,
so you're
it's
8 or
like,
9 years old.
hey, here's Kiss, rock and roll all night, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, boom, 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 and I just learn it. Go home the next week, come back, play it. Okay.
So he'd show you what to do. Would you
Yeah.
write that down?
No,
I mean, yeah. 'cause
no, it's
I mean,
all by ear. That's
well,
how
yeah. Back in those days, you had no digital
no, there was
stuff.
nothing. I mean,
yeah.
you had paper and a rock,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And that's it.
And
So-
were you learning this on an acoustic guitar? Or
No,
were you-
no. Actually, my dad. I love my dad. Bless his soul. He went out and bought me a Washburn A20 from Walt, and these I still play. It's my
still-
main one guitar.
Really?
Oh my!
Yeah. That's
How
my
old
main-
were you when you got that?
Oh God, I don't remember. I know it was a lot of money,
Yeah.
and he was just like, he took the chance on me. But that thing has been with me the whole
Paid
time,
for itself.
and I love it. And
Yeah.
it's on my guitar pick. A picture of me playing it,
Yeah.
a caricature.
Yeah.
And I play it right now. I mean, I play it live. I love
man,
it, love it.
That's awesome.
But I wasn't very kind to it over the years, got
Yeah.
beat up and stuff. But hey,
Yeah.
it's love, right?
Yeah. It's still your.
But yeah, I mean, you go in there.
But
and
your
just-
dad obviously said, "Hey, man, this kid's got it.
Yeah.
He wants to
Yeah.
do it. He loves
right,
it."
Right, Yeah,
Yeah.
my mom and dad have always been behind me 100%. Even with the crazy hair in the '80s,
Yeah.
the blonde hair, whatever.
Oh, I've seen some pictures of you, bud. You was living it.
Whatever I came up with for the time,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, Hummingbird was a major
That's
step
awesome.
for me.
That's great. Yeah, me too. They did
Yeah.
the same way. So you go in there. So Larry, he breaks it down. So then you decide you're going to play guitar. So then do you start a band?
Yeah.
Because you go from piano, now you're in guitar. Larry's taught you some licks, teaching you some songs. Are you getting the hang of it then? Whenever you get to band, the
Oh,
chords.
absolutely. Yeah.
You know, you're starting to walk around a little bit probably.
Right.
How old are you? 12.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's when I met my next door neighbor, Dennis Osborne. You guys know him.
Yeah.
And so, Dennis and I played bands for a long time, in and out, back and forth. Like, we played in a band called Margot Slade. That was our first band back in the day. And it was mostly covers, but we got to do a lot of big shows, Cincinnati and stuff. But then.
And you guys were teenagers in this?
Yeah, we were like,
Yeah.
Junior high. Like
Yeah,
not even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had strollers with our guitars on.
It's like your parents were driving you to the gigs and shit. Yeah,
That's happened.
I was telling Chad today. I said Steve Abele. He said, "So tell me about this Steve Abele." And I said, "Steve is one of these guys. I mean, I would probably call you the most professional in the area.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean,
man.
Yeah. He gave you a lot of compliments.
Yeah, I said, now
Here's that
obviously,
money I owe you.
yeah, but now I mean, obviously, I'm a country guy mainly, but
Right.
and you've brought me into this rock and heavy metal world, whatever you want to call it, but I don't think people truly understand how far you have gone with this. I mean, man, you guys were regulars at Alarosa for a while,
Right.
So you start this band, you and Dennis Osborne start this band. Where are you playing?
All over tri-state. This was
Tri-state.
mostly
What's-
Kentucky, West Virginia.
Would you
Ohio.
guys take whatever you could get?
Yeah, of
or
course.
was-
Just cover songs?
Indiana, mostly. Yeah, this was all cover songs, and we would play 5-6 nights a week. And I was going to college. I remember this band because I was starting college, and I would do like 5 nights and drive back home to go to college every day,
Oh my goodness.
and get home at 2 a.m. Get up and go
You're
to
playing
college.
bars.
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah. And my teacher, Mike Beaver, was his name. He was my electronics teacher.
Out Rio.
And I'd be in Rio Grande,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'd be sitting there, like this, and he'd be like, "Steve, you have a gig last night?" Yeah. He goes, "Get out in the van, dude. Get some sleep."
Yeah.
And this is back whenever your hair's like out.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, you're laying on his desk. Yeah, I've seen those pictures of you, man. Yeah, you have to creep his Instagram one of these days, Chad. Look at his
I
hair.
will.
What's funny about it is my books didn't have they didn't have the first 3 chapters because they would be thrown on the floor in the van,
And just tore out.
and people would step on them and like rip.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Yeah.
go, "Hey, go to chapter 3," and I'm like, "I don't have chapter 3."
Yeah.
There would be a footprint on the page.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that word?
God, that had to
But
been
your professors must have liked you though.
Oh yeah,
dude.
I loved
mean,
it. And I had a couple of teachers I played guitar with, and yeah, we just do that and
Yeah.
have fun. You know, it's a universal thing. You know, if you play
Sure,
music,
if you play music, you get it.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that kind of stuff. But that band played, you know, for probably 3 or 4 years and did some openers for some nationals. Joan Jett, we did a thing that's down at Bogart's, and
Back in around here, where would you play? Like
here,
Yeah, so
we
like-
played at the Brass Menagerie
because you had a whole
Well,
different.
no, wait a minute. Let me. I'm outdating myself. I've been in so many bands around here. We actually did a show at my dad's bar in Wellston. It used to be Riepenhoff's.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then it was Coops for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we set up in there, and our stage was nothing but beer cases. Remember the old school beer cases?
Yeah.
24.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We had like 50 of those out, plywood,
On
and then
top of that.
carpet in the front doors. And I can remember that night, there was 17 sheriff cars there. There was so many fights. There was,
Yeah.
I mean, there was 500 people
Pandemonium.
in and out. Yes, insane.
Yeah.
You know,
What do you think? It was not to get too far off topic, but what do you think of the culture now? Like you talked about. I mean, I remember those days, and I mean, what do you think about the culture now? Whenever you play,
well, it depends where you play.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of people out there who want to, you know.
get rowdy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we do play a lot of good places, and when we do nationals, you know, it's a big crowd and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not changed a whole lot. The pay is about the same from, you know.
that's what Bart talked about.
Yeah, I mean it's
yeah,
yeah,
and beers are relatively about the same.
right.
Yeah,
Because I remember playing at the Charlie Horse. I was a kid, dude. I wasn't
That
even
is
allowed in there.
Lancaster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like 14 or something, and we played in there, and it was 4 beers for one night. So you buy one beer,
You
and they
got
give
one.
you 4.
4 beers.
4
for-
beers. And it's like I don't want
Wow.
all this.
Yeah.
You know, I was 14. Okay.
If I have all these,
Hey,
I'm not going to be able
how
to
old
play.
are you, boy? 14. Okay, you can have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's changed.
Was that before the Desert Rose?
Yeah.
That was before.
Yeah,
the
desert. Yeah, because Charlie Horse
Yeah.
was way back there.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing: countryside, rock side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a huge place, you know. So, but
So you go in there. So you, how many bands after that? Because I think whenever I met you, or really got to know you, you were probably in Dorothy.
well, we have to go back a few. Can I move this mic?
Yeah.
I
Do
don't want to
whatever
make a
you
bunch
want,
of
man.
noise. Anyway, well, kind of the.
Maybe I might be missing one.
I was in Head Dizzy. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I remember
that.
Head.
Yeah, I
remember
remember
Head
that
Dizzy
band.
was after this, and we played a lot of major openers, nationals. We played with the bands that were coming back down. Warrant, that's where I played with Ace and met him
Yeah,
and played with.
I've
I've
Peter
never heard
Chris.
anybody describe it like that. Coming back down.
Well,
You know what? That's a hell of a good point.
That's
let
a
me
hell
tell
of
you
a
about
point.
this
Think about
music
that.
business.
Yeah.
They were huge in the '80s, and then
Yeah.
Head Dizzy was the '90s, and then they're playing
Diamond
this-
Rio's playing the Apple Festival.
Yeah.
They're on their way
Right.
back
Yeah,
down.
there you go. Yeah.
They're playing the Alrosa. 1,000 people. From a
Yeah.
stadium to that, and
Yeah.
some of them didn't like that and had a kind of an attitude. Most of the guys were really cool. We played with Warrant, Quiet Riot.
Gosh, man, that's
Ace
the
Frehley,
song.
Peter Chris.
You played with all those guys.
That's
Yeah,
a soundtrack.
open the show. Yeah,
Soundtrack of my childhood, right
Yeah.
there, dude. I mean,
name somebody I probably played
That'd be
with
like
them in there.
like Inks and
NXS.
or NXS.
Nah,
yeah.
that would have been. They were not quite hard enough. I
No,
wouldn't.
they're not in there.
But like I mean,
I'm trying to think-
Quiet Riot.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Dude,
So
they
you're
were
talking
awesome.
You're
Yeah.
talking mid to late 80s.
How about
Yeah.
Rat?
This was
Were you ever?
They were big in the. I never played with Rat.
You're never Roundel, Stephen
Tyler.
Tyler.
No, not
Or,
Stephen.
no,
Piercy.
Piercy.
Yeah.
Piercy.
No,
Yeah.
No, I've never met him.
Would this be late
Poison?
80s?
This was like early '90s because the big '80s thing was.
They were coming down.
Yeah, this was like when grunge came in,
Oh yeah.
and then
Yeah,
it was just
Nirvana.
like
All
this-
okay,
yeah.
boys, who are you now? No, you're playing this.
It died, didn't it?
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
did.
it's like-
I mean, like the music that I listened to in like junior high and high school, it was funny. Like by the time I got to college and everything, your Nirvanas and Alice in Chains and all those guys came in, and then you were having like a little bit of a movement like towards REM and Toad the Wet Sprocket.
love those guys.
Creed.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
Creed was
a
still on the
little
harder
later, yeah.
side.
Really?
Like, like you had like Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, stuff like that, but then like it was starting to mellow out a little bit too. And
Give it
like
a little touch of rock,
And then
but,
you
yeah.
still had like some of those bands for that were big in the late '80s, early '90s that were still. I mean, man, they were hanging around.
Oh, yeah.
Aerosmith, they did something kind
You
of
had
cool.
Aerosmith, you had Guns N' Roses.
They
you
got
had,
on some soundtracks and
Right.
yeah,
they had big songs.
Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi.
but
you had some hanging around.
At that point in time, the Eagles would have hung it up.
Right.
They would have been off the
Eagles,
bat.
though,
They came back.
they'll
though.
never disappear. I love the Eagles.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
a top shelf life band.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
But like, were you ever around like Winger?
oh, I
Kip
got a story
Winger
about
and
that. I got a picture.
Great
of,
White.
I got a picture with me and Kip Winger.
Oh man, that's awesome. Great White.
Well, never Great White. Cinderella.
Oh, Cinderella.
Winger.
Love it.
Okay, my good friend John Crabtree. That's who introduced me to Ace, and he was a
okay.
merch guy for all these bands.
Okay.
So I got to I rode back. I hope Ace isn't watching this, but
I hope he is.
Yeah. Okay. Tune in, Ace. Yeah.
well, John Crabtree is a great guy. I mean, he's from Chillicothe. He did a lot of road work with a lot of big bands. So we were good friends, and he was helping out White Friday and stuff a lot.
Okay.
So he called me one day. He goes, "Hey, I've got Ace's guitars over here. You want to see them?" I'm like, yeah, of course. So he's got that big Ryder truck in front of his house. So he opens this big giant, road case, and here's every iconic guitar that I've seen when I was
Seen
a
on
kid.
videos, yeah.
And I was like, I'm playing them. So I
Did
got
you?
them all out. I played them just to say I played them. I didn't tear them up.
That's awesome,
The
dude.
one off the
You respected 'em.
You remember
I mean-
the ones with the lights that went like this, and the one with the smoke bombs. I looked at the back. It had where there's a big metal plate on the back.
Yeah.
And I almost
How heavy were these guitars?
no, they're Les Pauls were heavy guitars
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah. But I just wanted to play them just because
Yeah.
it's Ace's
Hutch was
guitars.
was Kiss before your.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You did. I mean, man.
But what's crazy about it is, like, he goes, "Hey, I'm taking these back to Ace's house tomorrow. You want to go?" No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
not
busy.
doing it. No, yeah, man, I'm gonna have to break a couple appointments to do that. Yeah,
So I said, "Yeah, man." So he goes, "Be here at 7 a.m." So we ride up, and I play Ace's. It's called a Martin. It's a little acoustic,
Yeah,
like a portable guitar.
Yeah.
Played it all the way up, and we actually stayed at the drummer for who was playing was Ace's band.
Where were you driving it to, man?
We were driving it to Chappaqua, New York.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Okay, so we stopped in Morristown, New Jersey, and I stayed at the drummer's house from Ted Nugent. His name's Sandy Slavens, and the bass player on that tour was James Lomenzo. I know a story about him, but from White Lion.
White Lion. There you go,
Okay.
man.
So we had his gear. We
goodness.
dropped James's gear off there,
Wait.
and we stayed at Sandy's house, and then we drove up to New York, upstate New York,
Yeah.
And I can still remember John. They call him Bear Crabtree, if everybody knows him as Bear. He handed me a club, and we were going into like the Bronx. And I said, "What's this?" He goes, "Dude, listen, they come out jumping out and
Yeah.
will rob us."
They might figure there's
just-
something in the back of this truck
Yeah,
with.
just start beating on them, bud. If they come down, And that's the first time I ever saw like burnt cars sitting in the middle, just like abandoned in the middle of roads and stuff. It's like, a war zone looking place in there.
Yeah, welcome to New York.
Yeah.
Via
I was just
late
like,
80s,
wow.
90s.
Yeah. So we dropped off Ace's. He was renting gear from RSA Sound in Long Island. We dropped it off. So we go to Ace's house. And what was the point of this?
You was telling us
How you met Ace.
Oh, okay.
And then and just like and it started with Crabtree. You got to play his guitars.
Right. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we go get to Ace's town, Chappaqua, New York. Everybody knows that's where the Clintons lived. It's like upbeat, real high deal area. But anyway,
And you're right in Clinton time frame.
right.
Yeah. You're
So-
in 90s, right?
Yeah. So we go and it's kind of like an Oak Ridge
Okay.
area he lived in.
Yeah, yeah.
And Ace's house was like a split level house,
Yeah.
Nothing
crazy.
Nothing crazy. So we got that big Ryder truck in there, and he's just had his driveway done with blacktop. So Bear is like trying to back this truck up
And just groove the shit out of it,
he was-
probably.
the thing that hangs down so cars won't run under it.
Yeah.
He starts to scratch it. It's like, Bear, stop! You're fucking up my driveway.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, Ace Frehley's.
Yeah.
But what's funny about it, when we first met Ace to tell where to go to his house, he was in this Eldorado Cadillac, and he had that guitar from that big poster. Everybody had an Ace Frehley with the smoke coming out, just leaning in the front seat. And I was like, "Hey, dude, how you doing?" He goes, "Follow me." You guys heard his voice, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we couldn't get the
He
truck
had
up.
that guitar in the car with him.
Yeah, just leaning there.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
That's just like his signature or something, man. Like that's awesome, dude. Yeah. Ace Frehley, Ace Frehley sitting there. Yeah, like everybody has seen that iconic photo and poster. I mean, how many walls did that poster hang? And he's just driving around in his Eldorado. Hey, my shotgun is that guitar.
It was.
I mean,
It was
that's
crazy.
awesome,
It
dude.
was crazy. So we couldn't get the truck up. So here I am, pushing the road cases up, and Ace is pushing it with me. And this is after the DeLorean wreck, so he's kind of, hobbled up and stuff,
Yeah.
So, we're pushing up this case, and this is back before computers were like huge, and he's a computer genius. If you guys don't know, he's like he did everything before its time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, we're pushing it up this pretty big driveway, and I'm just talking to him, and he's bitching the whole time just because he has to push the stuff up the driveway. It ain't anything like that, but his basement. I know everybody's heard of the Hole in the Wall Studios. I was in there. It's in his basement. But he had a Kiss pinball machine in his garage, and it had like 10,000 magazines just like laying all over the top. 16 magazine. Remember all they used to do?
Oh
that?
yeah, when they
Every magazine they was in.
And then
Metal.
he had
Yeah,
this like round couch in the basement. It was like all this artwork people have done of him, like over the years.
Yeah.
Just and he's a real generous guy. I mean, he gave like Bear some really cool like custom knives and stuff. But I sat down there, and this is the first time I ever had. Hey, he called me, "What's your face?" Hey, what's your face? You want a soda? I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, we're from Jackson County. It's called Pop, bud.
Yeah. I'll take a pop. You got any ski? You got any ski back there, bud?
Well, they were ahead of time because the LaCroix, there's no flavor. It was one of those.
Really?
It was just like, seltzer water basically. And I was just like, what is this?
What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's where I met him at. I used to have his phone number, man.
Like, did
Crazy.
you guys hang out there for a little bit?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. We hung out for a little while, and then here's the crazy part. So we had to take all of his amps and stuff up the road, like 40 miles to a storage unit. So if you guys ever been to upstate New York, you ever seen the tunnels? Like,
Oh yeah.
we're in a big tall, Ryder truck,
Yeah.
and Bear was just
Make
like
you
going right in the middle to get
nervous.
through these
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
you know?
Really?
So, 40 minutes of that in the fog.
Yeah.
And then we get up there, meet a buddy of his, and he opens this storage container, and there it is. A Live 1 costume, a Live 2 costume, Destroyer,
Unreal.
all
dude.
of it.
The
in
Destroyer
boxes.
costume was in there.
Everything. All of his old stuff was in there, all his amps.
Tell me you went through it a little bit. Just take a look.
I got looking, I couldn't like get
It's a
in
good
it.
thing you don't have sticky fingers.
Yeah.
But that's, I was there. I was like, this is history. I'm sitting here looking at, Ace Frehley's all his
Oh,
stuff
my goodness.
hanging there, which is that to me. He's my hero. So that was just mind blowing.
Yeah. Oh, as a young guitar player, you're
Right,
it
right.
doesn't get any
So,
better.
Right. So we opened for him twice after that because he came back out on tour. But James Lomenzo from White Lion
Yeah.
was playing bass for him at the time. So Bear invited him to Rock for Tots.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I did a set with him over there.
Oh man, I bet
And
that
the
was
band and Head Dizzy got up and did the last song with him.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Did they do Rock for Tots last year?
this virtual.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Steve, let's go there. We're telling stories. We just jumped into Ace Frehley on
Yeah.
there off the cuff,
Right.
And you, there's a lot of names that you know. Yeah, you've been playing music a long time.
Yeah.
Who were some of your major influences? Like you just said, he was your hero.
Oh, of course.
I'm sure Peter Criss was like.
Well, all of Kiss.
Okay,
Right.
so like who were some of your influential artists or somebody that said, man, that made you say, I want to do music and I want to do it like those guys.
Right. Well, like I was telling you earlier, Elton John was, because I started out on piano. I was.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Elton John, great songwriter. Him
Yeah.
and Bernie Taupin, greatest songwriters.
Yeah.
Of course, Kiss, Cheap Trick. Any of that.
Did you ever get
70s.
into Elton John?
Oh yeah,
I did too. What was that?
Yellow Brick Road,
Yellow Brick Road. Yeah.
Rocket Man.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
What was that
still-
album? I've got a Elton John acoustic album.
Oh yeah.
It's really good, dude. He's talented.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
that guy's got a million of them. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Well, I challenge you. Send me a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how music's changed though from those like great like those monster songs like
There
that.
was the '70s had some of the best music.
Yeah, how many
I
verses?
just ashed that for you and Steve Lloyd.
in the ashtray, did you hit it? Man,
I mean, look, I went ahead and knocked it off.
my Lord, first time for everything, Tyler.
It's for you, Steve.
Thank you.
So I mean, those things that they would go into 4, 5, 6 verses,
Right.
and now I mean you're getting 2.5
Well, you're not even getting that.
You're
I
not
mean,
getting-
I mean, you have to write. People don't have much of a
attention span anymore.
none.
Yeah,
So
none.
most of our SoHi songs are like 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Just-
but look at Stapleton now. He's coming out with some ballads.
that's
So-
different. That's a different genre, of course, and that's actually like really heartfelt music, and people,
Yeah.
you know,
They
that
get
kind of
attached
stuff.
to it.
Yeah, I mean,
They're not vibing it.
It's not like we go play rock clubs where it's just like it's on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they don't want to.
And I mean, this is something I was guilty of. As a fan, I guess. I guess I always just kind of thought that like Steve was into heavy music, like. It's not like that at all. Like it's more or less just like I don't want to say like poppy, but like it's got a little pop flavor to it at times.
Well, dude, it takes me back. Like I was downloading some of your stuff,
Yeah.
for the show, and I wanted to know what we were. And dude, it reminds me a lot of the music that I grew up with,
Right.
man.
You-
I mean, I just love that type of music.
right.
I mean,
Very Poison,
Like it's
very,
it's
you know.
what we would in the 80s and early 90s. I think we called that heavy metal.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's not like that's the worst
But it's
verbiage
not-
you could use for that style of music, wouldn't you think?
Well, I mean, I think it's a different
Makes it sound a
era.
little dark,
I don't
not.
know about dark. I mean, it's not like that. I would say like a lot of stuff I like is like death metal. Like
Right.
the,
Yeah.
yeah. That, I mean,
Yeah.
that's like, and there's a place for that too,
Right.
man.
We're
I
just
mean,
like-
I don't hate
we're-
that.
We're like melodic hard rock.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, and you guys seem to touch on like you guys do some ballads.
Yep.
And
Right.
I mean, And I mean, I don't know. I think it's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
But like when you're talking about influences, like obviously you were listening to what everybody else was at the time,
Right,
I mean,
mostly. Judas Priest. I can't forget about Judas Priest.
We don't need no parental guidance here.
When I learned how to sing harmony when I was driving to Rye Grand. I was a commuter, and Queensryche, The Warning, and every Judas Priest album. That's how I learned to sing harmony, because I had a small station wagon, and I had actual PA speakers in the back for a stereo.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
blasting and with an amplifier in there. I mean, like
my.
a PA. Just,
Yeah.
And that's how I.
Surprised you got any ears left, Steve.
What?
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah.
But that's how I learned to sing. I sang to myself to learn all the way to sing harmony. So I could just jump right in right now. So that's how I learned that.
Yeah. It's I was very impressed with whenever I heard you guys live. Very impressed, because I was like, man, this is not what I was expecting at all. Like, this has got like a good feel good.
I'll tell you. You know what? One of the bands I thought you were going to say. And this is just something like just here. Did you guys ever listen to Wasp?
Oh yeah.
Like I think you guys got kind of a.
Yeah.
Wasp feel.
Yeah.
I mean,
I play some Wasp covers, Blind in Texas and all that stuff.
Oh man, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just a musical genius. Yeah. I was just I mean, I heard some of the stuff. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
they've
Wasp.
got a very Wasp. And I mean, I'd hope you take it as a compliment.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
not
yeah.
a
Yeah, there's some great
I mean,
songs.
yeah.
So then you get in Head Dizzy. What kind of band is Head Dizzy? Same as
It's mostly originals, but real, poppy, fun
stuff.
songs.
Okay.
And we did a lot of stuff. We got we were almost picked up by some labels and stuff, but we were a little late in the game.
Yeah.
Grunge was taking over. So
Okay. Well, Steve, like when you're describing your music like that, like when you guys started off and evolution of several different bands, it sounds like. At what point did you make the transition from cover tunes to playing your stuff?
that was after the Margot Slade, right into Head Dizzy stuff. Head Dizzy was all originals, so we
Okay.
put that CD out, and then after that it was all originals.
Is that kind of when it gets real?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Well, I tell you what, you have to, if you can't write good songs and aren't good, if you're playing original music, especially, man, it's rough, because the crowds will either like it or hate it.
They might not know your song.
How do you make that? How do you do that? Because I mean, I was a cover guy. You know, I mean,
it's an art like anything else. Some guys can paint.
yeah.
Some guys can.
I'm saying, like, how do you do the? I'm not write a song, but how do you break that in? The only country guy that I've really known to do it successfully around here is Shane Runyon.
Right.
Where he's got a show very comparable to yours, as far as it's a professional show. You have a sound man, you have a light show, you have the whole bit, and he's going to run you about 80-20 on originals to covers.
Yeah,
and that's kind of where you guys are probably.
Yeah.
You're going to throw a few covers in. Yeah. But I mean, I've always thought, okay, so at what point? So I'm sure that's like. It's some sort of like, I don't know what kind of measurements you'd use, but I mean, I'm sure you start off cover, and then all of a sudden you hit a line and you're like, okay, we're going to start blending these in, and then it turns into that show.
Right. Yeah, you kind of get a epiphany of like, okay, you're not going to do anything playing other people's music. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's where I was.
Just throw it in there and see and get with the right people.
And that's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? Because the crowds love other people's music.
All right. It's quite a hard thing to do to win over crowds
with your
own music. That's why you have to really get it out there.
How do you evolve into that, man? Like
you'd have to gain fans.
Well, yeah, okay. So you get a following. They're like, man, we like watching this band,
right?
Okay.
And then you break them into the originals.
Right. But like, do you occasionally like to start a show when you're going into a place where maybe they don't know you, right? Maybe you hit them with a cover or something here and there, and then go into your original stuff. Or
we played some covers and stuff.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. But
but you have to get your fans. If your fans knew that you write it or your band,
they like that better.
Then they're going to be like, yeah, let's hear it. And then
the Blitz was playing us a lot too.
Yeah,
so we got a lot of airplay up there in Columbus.
Yeah,
so
and that helps.
We gained, and we played with a lot of major bands, so we'd be playing in front of 1,000 people every time a band. Yeah. So you just get seen. Because there was no internet, and you just had to go out and play. And
show what you had. And I have to think that you guys were at really the front line of marketing. You didn't have digital media. Oh, absolutely. I want to get to that.
Yeah.
But when you guys were starting, okay, you're not playing cover tunes.
Yep.
I mean, we are who we are. You're selling merch, I would assume.
Of course, yep.
And you're selling CDs.
Right.
At the shows, which was probably where most of your sales are coming from, correct?
Right.
Like you're the opening act. And I always had a habit, man, where when I was going to concerts from a young age, I always bought the opener's CD, whether I liked them or not, because I thought, hey, man, let's see where that goes.
Yeah,
and I was big into like that folk and AAA genre.
Chad loves
dude,
bad bluegrass.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man! I'm talking about like John Prine, Todd Snyder, stuff like that.
That's his hit list.
All right, now let's.
How about Reverend Horton Heat? You like him?
Oh yeah,
dude,
I've seen him. I've seen him in concert 3 times.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah.
I've met him.
That guy's awesome, dude.
Great.
Yeah. But I
sad stuff.
But no, Todd Snyder opened for John Prine. That's how I found him, and I bought what he was selling at his merch table. Okay. See, I thought that I was deep,
Yeah.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden it's like, oh well, you've never heard Todd Snyder. Well, shit, I bought his first album, man.
I've been watching him. Yeah. I remember 15 years ago, Chad told me, he's a guy I picked up about 20 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, but no, I mean, is that how you guys did it?
It's basically, I mean, it's basically back then, word of mouth.
Age is over, boy.
There was nothing else. I mean, there was like.
Well, but it seems to me as though you have successfully adapted to today's version of marketing.
Yeah.
It's like it seems to me, and tell me if I'm incorrect. Marketing is important to you as far as what you're doing and what you're trying to get out there. At what age did you realize that? Because I got to think when you first get in a band and stuff, you're like, hey, man, this is awesome. This is fun. We're doing what we wanted to do.
Right.
But you kind of have to think of the business side of it, right? Like,
well,
and hey, how do we market this?
Well, you realize that when you are eating peanut butter sandwiches in a van. So.
Okay. Down by the river. Yeah.
It just came kind of a natural thing. I mean, I've been in a lot of bands and, but like I say, back then it was just mainly just people coming to see us. We had,
Is it fair to say you learned the hard way?
of course, all those bands did. You put flyers up.
Mm-hmm.
There was no.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be lucky if you could get on the radio, and you'd be at the Alrosa Villa, and of course Rick Catella with his big announcement, and have
Sure.
you on there, and it'd be hyping you up and stuff. And that
Did that help?
Oh yeah, I mean that was the only thing there was. Just
Okay.
that. But
Why-
that was back in the days.
Well,
when-
but how would you get there? Like,
You had to be
what would
good.
you
You
what
had to
would
be
you
good,
do?
man.
Yeah, but how would you get somebody to listen to you to
just-
get you
well,
to?
I mean, you can get in on a lot of gigs. Just jump on with the show with another band.
Okay, and like, would you be? Were you calling people
Oh yeah, I
and
mean, you used to have
being
the-
like,
yeah,
"Hey,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
listen to my stuff."
Right.
Or
well,
hey,
yeah, you could send that stuff out, but you'd have buddies like, "Hey, guys, come and play our show with us," and
It's a networking deal.
Yeah, of
Like,
course. It'd
okay.
elevate from there, and
Yeah.
then you get to the certain ranks, and I mean, there's no guarantees at all, but great. Back then, the Alrosa had 6 nights a week had music.
yeah,
Tuesday
yeah.
through Sunday.
now-
And they were having to fill a schedule too.
Now, I
So,
never
like,
did. I never did go to the Alrosa.
Right.
So tell me. So I've heard all about it. So explain to me the venue.
It's a you want to know like physical of it? Or?
No, like what? Yeah. So is
Well, I mean,
it's big open space?
Yeah, it's one of the up part of it's got pool tables right up here and a bar and standing area, and then it goes down to a kind of a pit area.
Okay.
And depends on the act. It'll be tables or be open. Most of the time it's rock bands. It's open floor
Open,
because
yeah.
there'd be
Mosh
800 to
pits.
1,000 people in there. Mosh pits weren't the thing back then.
yeah.
Now
It's
they are.
general admission.
Yeah.
Right. And great club. Everybody went there.
Yeah.
It was it was just
Well, how would you get paid? Off your
what's
off
that?
what?
What's
Yeah.
that? No, you never get paid, dude.
You're just trying to get your name out.
Yeah, you
and
don't
sell
get-
merch.
Yeah, you don't get paid until you're headlining there, and you might get free beer. I've played free for years. There's no pay. Everybody will tell you that. It's you got to get to a certain point, to headline a club before you get paid. And
Yeah.
you got to bring the clientele in, of course.
I mean, Bart and I talked about it, and it's just been so eye opening for me being from both worlds of this that. I tell you, take Alrosa for a prime example. I mean, okay, so how does a place that's not paying their musicians, think of this, how does a place that's not paying their musicians go under?
Well,
It's because, I mean,
that's a long story.
well, it could be a long story, but what I'm saying is I mean, I think that the two worlds need to be better about communication. Like, and I even told Bart, I thought you guys are the fairest deal that I have experienced.
Right.
And I haven't, not everybody I had play in there, but from all the acts that I've booked, you are by far the fairest.
Right.
And I always admired your band for that because you guys always, in my opinion, you said, "Hey, we'll put our money where our mouth is. We'll bring the crowd." Because I mean, think about the money that you guys brought in at the door. I know that there was a lot of bands involved with that, but I think how many Bud Lights that have been.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
It's physically impossible.
Right. Right.
I mean,
Right.
now, I mean, if you're a more of a restaurant style, and I mean, you're making your money on higher margin, you're making bigger bulk money maybe earlier in the day or something. Maybe that's a little bit different. But I mean, as far as those time periods that like a musical act could be playing
Right.
versus what you're selling, it's almost physically impossible for that to even out.
Right.
If now there can be,
Right.
but not. There's magnitudes of that, it's a
I mean, I look at
Odd
something like
scale.
Alarosa Village, which, I was nothing but a consumer, okay? So I never saw the back end of either one of them. But I would have to look at that like, okay, I'm not surprised that they would not pay the opening acts.
Right.
Yeah. The headliner, they pay the headliner, and I don't know what they paid them. What I would say, though, is just a silent observer. I'd say there's mismanagement of their venue.
The thing is, it's like that everywhere now.
I mean,
Yeah.
but what I can't figure out is, I mean, like it sounds to me like they were kind of hot there for a minute, so they could bring in an act, right?
Right.
But so what the hell? Why? I mean, it was always full.
Right.
They had
right.
a big act.
Right.
Who were they paying too much?
Well, I mean,
probably everybody other than who was involved. Probably taxes.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably,
yeah.
you know, I mean,
renting the venue, or
renting the
something.
venue.
Yeah.
You know, handling.
Yeah, the
sound
owner of
stuff.
the property probably didn't lose any money.
This was actually a family-owned place. Back then,
And I don't mean to speak
No,
ill will of
no,
him, Steve. I'm not trying to
right.
do that.
No,
I'm
I
just
can tell you the
about the
history of the
business.
place.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be, back in the day, it was this live music, and it would pack out.
Oh,
every
yeah,
night,
yeah, hell
you know?
yeah.
Everywhere was like that.
Right. It
Yeah.
would pack out no matter who you had in there.
Yeah.
So people would just play there just for the exposure to play in front of a lot of people. Now, when you had big national acts come in, I'm sure they're a lot of money.
Yeah.
But now a ticket sales thing is a thing. See, if you play like a major show now, you're basically expected to sell tickets to your fans, and you basically you're paying them
The
to
venue.
interact.
Yeah.
You're paying for them to bring your people in because it's that hard to get people to come out anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you're seeing it same as I am.
Well,
I mean,
when
you know, there's-
Alarosa was rolling, though, dude.
Oh, yeah, it was-
getting people in there was not
No.
an issue.
No.
But here's what you got to realize: there's a big difference between packed and profitable.
Well, yeah. We've talked about that many times.
Yeah. I mean, Alrosa, they made money, man. I'm just telling you.
They
I
had
know
to cover?
because they would charge. Oh yeah, there's always a cover
yeah.
at least. But if there's a band playing, you're going to pay. Depends. 10 to $20.
Depending on who the band is.
Yeah, or ticket sales, just like
I mean,
'cause they were
you
concert
play.
venues.
Yeah. I mean, you might buy tickets in advance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alrosa
It was-
a
it was-
major
it was a
ticket.
straight
But if
venue.
but
I
if it-
saw Rat play there.
Yeah. So if it
Now
was
it's on their way. Probably as we're
Yeah,
discussing,
way down.
like
On the way down.
I mean,
but yeah, I mean, the bar's got to make money. I mean, they
Yeah.
got all that cost to cover. You
Right.
know all
Yeah.
that stuff. And a lot of bands just want to play and say they played with this band or
Yeah.
whatever, so they'll do
Yeah.
it for free, or they'll go out and sell tickets. I've done it.
I've done it both ways. I've sold tickets.
Yeah.
so you're saying like you're willing to hustle and go
Yeah,
out
that's
and,
what-
and beat
I mean,
the
that's
streets, and that's
basically-
probably what you had to do prior
So
to.
high.
Basically,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
any band I've been in the last probably 10 years, you had to sell tickets.
Yeah.
So
And you
know,
came to me with that idea.
right,
You were like, "Hey, I don't want anything. We'll take care of it. We just get the ticket sales. We'll bring people, and
right,
they get all of it." Which, hell yeah,
For a
come
bar
on.
guy, I mean, hey, you probably appreciate
Hell
that.
yeah,
right.
You
Yeah,
know?
that way we're just we know what we're going to draw in there, so we have our costs, and I'm like, so it's pure
Yeah.
bar sales for him, and he doesn't have to worry about it because we got
Yeah.
a person at the door.
Yep.
So like you'll be like, hey, we'll take the ticket sales.
Yeah, we have a
the
person do
entry.
it. Yeah.
And you take the
Right.
the
Bar
liquor
sales.
or
'Cause
whatever.
Before you got in there, when it was Johnny's, we played there with Dorothy, and it was fire code, man. It was so
I'd say
packed.
it was probably close that night to
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yep, and it was crazy.
do
Stuff like
you
that.
like playing local events?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I live here. These are my people.
Yeah,
That's the only place big enough for you, honestly. You know what I mean?
If we ever get to play in the back room, maybe.
Yeah.
you're-
Yeah. Yeah, because you packed the stock room.
Yeah, well,
you-
it's fun, man.
Yeah,
we,
yeah.
we enjoy all of our people, and we don't call them fans because that's
Yeah.
we're our friends, and we're
I'd-
here. We're from.
I'd say
here.
the stock room. I'd say now, and I've pushed this a couple times. Everybody talks about how they used to get 400 or 500 people in there.
Yeah.
No way, no way. You're probably talking 3 inside there,
Right.
Tops,
Right.
350 maybe. I
Right.
mean,
That's probably about all it can hold.
yeah.
isn't it?
Whenever we had the idol, I mean,
Yeah.
man, it was just. I mean, they were stacked literally on top of everybody.
Like if a fire inspector were to come
Oh,
in,
yeah.
you might have had your ass in
Yeah.
hot water.
That happened.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We had them on the patio stacked up, and they was stacked up all the way to the back, and that
Yeah.
was about 360 something around there.
Yeah, we had a Dorothy show there, and they said they shut the door. And
Yeah.
a friend brought like 12 friends, and they turned them away. They said fire code, but
Yeah.
so that's great though. But hey, if we can bring people, that's
Sure,
great.
that's
Now,
the
like
whole end of the game.
for you, I mean, Steve, like obviously, you've been in a lot of venues,
Right.
Like, what's your favorite? Like, do you like no, I'm not going to ask you to name a favorite. Here's what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you to compare. Do you like a smaller venue that's just packed to the gills,
Right.
or a huge venue that maybe there might be 2,500 people, but it looks like there's
Right.
10 people there? Yeah.
More people, the better. Like my biggest show to date is we played with Jackal and Dorothy outside at the Muddy Creek Saloon up in Newark. A sea of people. You just look out,
and it was awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean I feed off of that.
Yeah, that would be it.
I gotta think though that okay, if you're in excuse me, a small venue that's packed to the gills. Okay.
I've done it.
There's got to be a lot of energy in there, man.
There is.
And I mean,
a lot of sweaty people.
And what I'm saying is like, okay, compare that or take that out to a place where they're more spread out, and it might even have it might look a little sparse,
Right.
But there's more people.
Of course.
Which do you take?
Well, I mean, I do like the.
You want as many faces, like many ears can listen to your music.
I don't have a problem. Some musicians have a problem with people being this close to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll do the same show for 1 million people or one.
Well, yeah, and I don't think I don't think you can. It's really that question is kind of irrelevant. I would think
doesn't matter
because it's all based on the show. I don't care. You can have 2,000 people and 1,998 of them can be looking at something else, but there may be 2 people that are really digging your shit.
Yeah.
And it's still just as fun as it is if all 2,000 of them were turned around.
Okay. So it's a different deal. Yeah. I mean,
but the thing is, like, I played a show in Columbus, another band I was in, and it was like one of those real small, packed places, and I got knocked in the teeth. The first note of the song
with Mike.
The mic, this guy, I know he's a friend of mine, but anyway, he like fell into the stage and hit the mic and busted me right in the mouth.
You'll knock your teeth out, dude.
And but you know what? It was I was bleeding a little bit,
Yeah.
but it was fun.
bleeding a little bit.
It was fun, though.
And it kind of excited you a little bit.
It was just like, but it was mayhem. It was like
down the street's real bad.
It was
about
just
that.
like
you hear people walking in and out of the door, and you're just
yeah. But it's like if you got
Take him to the face.
if you got 150 people going crazy in a hot club, sweaty, just loving it. I mean, it is great.
That'd make me a little nervous.
It is great.
I mean, that'd get a little claustrophobic.
But once they start the moshing and stuff, and that can get a little crazy.
Now that's been an evolution.
Yeah,
Moshing,
yeah.
I bet when you first started and stuff like that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Are people doing that at all your shows now?
Oh no. Well,
and do you like it?
not
like
as
when
much
you
as-
start seeing it, like you're like, oh shit,
not as
we're
much- not
dialed
as,
in.
Not as much as SoHi shows because we're not really that genre.
You guys don't bring it
but
vibe.
when I was in a band called Pets or Meat, which I was in for 10 years, and we did a lot of stuff.
Pets or meat?
Pets or Meat.
Awesome name.
That's the band. That's the band you were in when I met you.
Is it?
Yeah, Pets or Meat.
Where do you come up with these band names?
Well, see,
dude?
that was from a movie called Roger and Me, and somebody was selling when Detroit. Well, not Detroit. What's the city?
It's Flint.
Flint,
yeah, I've
Michigan.
seen that. Yeah.
Okay, that was just poor people were. This woman was selling rabbits for Pets or Meat, and she'd say, "You want for a pet or she'd club
meat."
it." I mean, it was disturbing.
Oh shit.
Yeah, which I'm an animal lover, and I don't want to know about. But
Cat man, aren't you? You got cats?
I love everything. Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Everybody knows I love cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Catman Steve.
Yeah. No, I'm Hillbilly Gene Simmons, bud.
Oh, okay.
But what was I talking about?
Michael
Pets or
Moore's
Meat.
Michael Moore's movie
But-
Roger
but-
and
but
Me.
I've always
Pets
been,
or Meat.
Yeah, I've always been involved with animal rescue and stuff like that. So I used it as a talking point. That's a terrible name. What are you talking about? No, it's start conversation.
Yeah.
And I could always, because
Pets.
I've done a lot of Humane Society stuff and
Yeah.
try to
Awesome.
raise
Yeah.
money. We've done a lot of I think what band was it? Pets or Meat, of course, did a lot of fundraisers at the place in Wellston, the transmission shop down there.
Oh yeah, Bobby's.
yeah.
We'd pack it, dude.
I played in there with you one time. I played with Bart, and we opened for you.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. That was a big show.
Packed.
Packed.
I mean, packed.
I mean,
like,
street packed.
packed
Yeah,
out the
that's
street.
awesome.
Yeah, street
yeah.
packed. I remember that.
We'd raise, money for the Humane Society because we were all animal lovers, but the
Yeah.
name was everybody's like, it was,
That's awesome, man. I mean, I wasn't trying to make light
It was
of
like
it.
it was like a block party. That was.
But I've been cussed out for that name by women. How dare you? And like,
Yeah.
you don't even have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went from Pets or Meat, and then you got into Dorothy.
Right.
And so Pets or Meat was kind of an original band
Oh,
as far
original.
as
We
all
put 2
original.
albums out.
Yeah.
And,
Now, have you been with the same guys in any of these bands?
Well, some of them, yeah. Tim Cruisecamp was in a couple bands. He was in Head
I know that
Dizzy,
name.
and he was in Pets or Meat.
We talked a little bit with a lot of the guests we've had on here that have been in music. I've told Pudge this many times too. Like, it's got to be the hardest thing in the world. Like, harder than like having a girlfriend or a wife or anything like that. How in the hell do you keep a band together?
It's hard. You gotta find serious
does,
people.
Does it ruin friendships, or is it one of those where you can be like, all right, dude, we'll hug it out, it's all cool?
Well,
or I mean,
it'll do both. I mean,
Okay.
it's like being married to 4 people,
Yeah.
basically. And then
Yeah.
if they're married, then
and you
you're-
spend a lot of time with
Then
those
you're married
dudes.
to 8
I mean,
people.
and it'll ruin friendships. It has with me, and it's over. Just it happens. So I just keep going, whatever. But
I really struggled to. We talked about this a little bit with Bart. I really struggled to not look at every practice or whatever like a game type thing, and I noticed that like sometimes like I think I didn't mix well with so many people. Like I had my way, and I was really
Well, and I
know.
think when you're passionate about something, if you think that
I wish I
maybe
could
somebody,
go back and do it
maybe
again.
if somebody doesn't share the same passion
Yeah,
or
you
something
get
like
mad,
that,
and you're like-
you're like, man, that guy just doesn't he just doesn't give a shit, man. He
and
doesn't
in
care."
reality, I mean, you kind of have to take a little bit of dose of humble pie at some point.
yeah, you never know. You never know what that guy's dealing with.
Yeah,
or
well,
whatever.
and you never. I mean, your idea isn't always the best one, and
Right.
I really struggled with that all the time. I can admit it now. I mean, but back then I was real like I wouldn't have been a good guy to be in a band with.
Yeah.
Just because I
like Steve, have you found
You have to be-
yourself
mentally, you have to be
well,
ready
and Steve, are you generally like the leader or the alpha of the band, or like how does that work? Like
It's his band.
Pudge doesn't like to ever say like, and I think this is some of the struggles with bands. Like nobody likes to say they're the leader.
I never was the leader.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
the dictator. I've been called that before.
Well, that's what I mean. Like it's
Son of a
almost,
bitch is usually what they call me.
yeah. Well, like I mean, but isn't that something that kind
Oh,
of
it's hard,
needs
man.
to be established, though? I mean,
If I did it again, I would actually want. If I did it again, I would want to do it just like how you guys are doing, with the exception of, and I don't know this about you, so I'm not comparing it, but I think you need somebody booking your gigs.
Oh, of course.
I think you need somebody selling your merch. I think you need somebody doing your marketing,
Yeah.
and you need to have somebody making your set lists.
Right.
yeah, but
Yep.
probably though, like somebody in that band has to be the CEO. Or at least maybe
Well,
not the CEO of the business,
it de-
but at least the president.
It
right?
depends on
it
depends on the band. I mean, like if you're just out gigging around locally for a couple $100, trying to have a good time, you know what? You don't need any of that stuff.
Right.
But if you're like, and I put you in this boat, if you're really
If you're trying to take it seriously, man.
but there's one key difference. You're making your own music.
Right.
So I mean,
that's a big difference.
that's a big difference. But
Yeah.
if you're just your local cover, band or whatever, you can get by. You're going to book enough gigs to keep you happy. You're not going because you're not going to get big on somebody else's songs anyway.
No, never.
But if you're in your situation where you're bringing 80% of your show is your music,
Right.
you need as many hands out there pushing it as you can, and you can't do it all, can you?
I tried.
You tried,
And I about had
yeah.
a nervous breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you've tried to do.
Yeah.
I was doing
All of it.
Like Dorothy, I was doing everything. It caused me so
About
much.
had a nervous breakdown, did you? Yeah.
I almost did, man. I
Yeah.
was trying to
Really?
push because I mean we were doing a lot of stuff. We were getting played all over the world, and were that a cuss on this show?
Oh
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Had to get that out.
Yeah.
Had to
It
get
worked
that
out
out.
well.
You guys were huge in what was it? What country was it?
Which band?
Dorothy.
We're real big in the Ukraine.
We're big. In,
Yeah.
we are.
So like.
Well, we're as big as we are in Jackson, Ohio.
Yeah.
Actually, SoHi's getting some airplay in the UK right now, so that's
Oh,
cool.
nice.
And Australia.
Well, we're bigger in Ukraine.
We had
I
think we had 3,000 listens in Ukraine.
So I don't know if you've got Ukrainian fans. If you do, man,
got
you're
some
talking.
Russian-
You're
I've got some
talking.
Russian
Well, then
fans.
you're talking to
Well-
them right now, bro.
We need before we leave, we got to tell these guys how to like our page and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Stuff,
yeah,
so-
yeah.
But anyway,
Oh, we'll definitely.
But
get to
yeah,
that.
I'm known as the band dickhead because.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Now, are you? Then you are the leader of this.
Well,
band.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I started this band basically. I mean, we've had several member changes. Me and Jeremy Rupert. He's going to be here in a minute.
Yeah.
But
Our boy Roop.
Yeah.
Even I've been in 3 bands with
can,
Roop.
hey, can that guy play the drums?
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, is he? He's a drummer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy and I started SoHi basically, and we've went through a couple different members and stuff. So now we are Kent Jolly, who's our bass player now, solid. He used to play with a band called Stillwater down in
yeah,
Galplis.
yeah,
Oh,
Galplis,
yeah.
Yep.
And then
So-
one of their guys passed away.
Yeah, his brother.
His brother, yeah.
Yeah, man. That
Good
about-
band.
That about killed me, dude.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know?
Yep. I
Anyway,
saw him play down at Drinks.
You know that I got to actually record a song with those two guys and Bob Osborne, who was in another band, White Friday. We haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah, White Friday. I mean, dude, you're going to have to give us a chronology, or we're at least going to have to put it on our webpage,
But Bob
like
lives
for
in West-
later,
yeah,
like you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, but Bob played drums on that one because he was having some fun playing drums. So Kent and Kevin who passed away, we did a song called let me think about it, Sizzle Kiss, and I have it. It's on Reverb Nation. There's only one song on it. It's called I can't think of the name of the band. Somebody's going to have to tell me. Oh, shit. I can't remember. I'll think of it here in a minute. But anyway,
Local band?
It's just us. We just did one song and called our
Oh,
band.
and
You
something.
called your band something.
Ozzy Wilhelm. Ozzy Wilhelm. If
okay.
anybody wants to look that up on Reverb Nation,
You
really
got
good
her.
song.
Yeah.
Huh.
Sizzle Kiss.
Okay.
Anyway.
Did you ever get tied in with old Hinder down there? Oh, Austin.
No, I mean, we opened for Hinder, but I
Yeah.
never no.
He played with us down there one night.
Yeah, yeah.
Was you there?
No.
Yeah, we played the bluegrass version of "Lips of an Angel." And he got up there and sang it.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Did
Hey.
anybody record that? I want to see it.
Yeah.
I bet that was good.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Like there was a difference in him
Oh.
as far as like he. I've never been like I thought the monitors were going to just get up and walk away because they'd had enough. Like he was that powerful of a singer.
he is.
Like I have never like there was it was very apparent to me like next level guys because whenever
Yeah.
he got on the mic and people will say about those whatever they want to 'cause
Right.
it wasn't maybe as polished. He's singing through our stuff.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like whenever his power behind the microphone, it was
Sweet.
It's
unbelievable.
confidence. That's what it is.
Confidence, and I mean, and the way that he hit notes at that level, and I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit!
Well, you can tell when next level band gets up there because it's confidence. It just
Right
comes
now,
right out.
right now, yeah.
Boom.
Well, and I mean, it's probably several gigs together. You guys understand where everybody's going. I mean, like, how do you create, Steve, like that kind of synergy? Like, you guys with SoHi, you guys are getting real marketable. You're getting things going. What would you attribute that to?
These days, you mean?
Yeah,
Well,
right
of course,
now,
Facebook,
right now,
the internet, man, the social media. Cause
it's really helped you guys.
Well,
Tell me that, boys.
like-
I've pioneered a move.
Yeah, hell, this gentleman over here is no longer on it.
I gave up Facebook.
well, I would give up Facebook, but I promote the band
Yeah.
and cats. So
Well, hey, I figure
I feel
I
celebrated.
figure that at least one chubby bartender should be on Facebook.
that's right. but the thing is, when we come out with Bucknut, the song Facebook. I mean, we got I don't know what it is now, 100
You
and
got
some
100,000
thousand
Oh yeah,
views.
have
on
you
it.
got anything from that though?
Well, money wise,
Yeah.
No, you're not gonna get anything, man.
I know. Okay.
Exposure.
Like if it's played on Spotify, you have to have it played like 1,000,000 times to make like 3 cents.
Well, yeah, but what you get is the exposure.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we got the exposure, but we're trying. Here's our goal with that song, which everybody tells me that'd be a great song at the Buckeyes
Like
game.
come out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
or the
yeah,
Bengals
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
or-
Oh yeah.
Because Joey Burrows is in the video
Yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
his name's in it. But that'd be a great song for the Browns, the Bengals.
Sure.
Any,
Yeah, you're.
but
Anybody Ohio?
it's 6 months old, and which is kind of just not even I mean
Yeah,
it's
it's
got
new.
over 100,000 views, whatever. But when it hits that right ear,
That video
somebody
is
somebody will
awesome
see
though,
that,
dude.
yeah.
I mean, the different signs
Yeah,
around
right.
Ohio,
Right.
like that
Right.
was cool,
Right.
man. I don't know, like, do you guys do that yourself?
No,
Who-
no, that song was done by Tom Walton, Lazy
Okay.
Pancreas Productions.
Okay.
He did that whole video for us, and he actually traveled all over the state and got all those signs.
Okay, that was really cool, man.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
did that one. Now during the lockdown, we did a song called "Simper Man," and we recorded it ourselves in our basement. But he like put it on the video and did all that stuff. And then
Okay.
the first song, "Sock Monkey," was done by Cool World Productions, which is a really professional, thing.
Yeah.
They're all doing good, but
How did you? Has it just been time in the business, or where did you like all these connections? Like, is it just like any other business, Steve?
Yeah.
To the longer you're in it, the more people you meet.
Oh, yeah.
The more people that you think, okay, I can collaborate with that guy.
Right.
or like, you know, had you seen some other work by some of these
Oh, yeah.
people, or like what made you land on, which, you know, we've established you're the decision maker for the band, and I'm going to cause a riff with SoHi on purpose.
Oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
They'll get over it.
Yeah. but no, like, I mean, somebody's got to call the shots,
Right. Well,
and you see these different people, and you're like, okay, let's collaborate with this guy because I like what he does. Or did you just take a chance, like, hey man, I really like Tom, I think he'd be really good?
Well, no, this is all from. So I know a million people just from years of knowing stuff like that. But the owner of Cool World, Paul Cunningham, used to play in a band that played with us in Pets or Meat back in the day, and so he started. He's an artist, and he started this. So I'm like, hey, Paul. He did a lot of Boba Flex videos.
Okay.
So
They still together?
well, they got a new band called the Lonely
Take
Ones.
a little pee-pee break, boys.
Okay, but they got a band called the Lonely Ones, which is basically Boba Flex without the other brother. There's two brothers, Marty.
Are they from Point Pleasant?
Yeah, Point Pleasant. So
Okay.
I guess that Static X. I don't know if you know who Static X is. You probably don't. Well, the singer died.
Okay.
So they got a new Static X going out, and the guy wears a mask and stuff.
Okay.
So I guess Boba Flex is going to reform to tour with those guys.
Okay.
So, but anyway, Paul, we did the video in one day up in above Newark in a barn, and Gene Needles owns it, and it was crazy, man. We just went in his barn, and his boy Gene, who's the little guy on the hot pogo stick. I don't know if you watched the video yet.
Yeah.
It makes the whole video. He
Yeah.
was just outside on a pogo stick, and Paul was like, "Hey, you don't put this sock monkey outfit on?"
Because it was out there.
Yeah. We were just lucky though he was there, and Destiny and Rob said, "Okay, yeah, just do it, man." And we did the video, which that made the whole video. Gene, he's a great guy. We got some pictures with him, man.
Yeah.
we pump him up on the stuff and stuff. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know.
That's
Things just happen.
been the biggest, and I'm sure you're seeing this with your band, and we kind of talked about it some with Bart. Is how do you? I mean, here you are, you're sitting there with 100-some thousand videos or 100-some thousand views on one video,
Right.
One single video,
Right.
You've done this multiple times.
Not to that
Not to that level.
Well, because of Facebook and all this now with the social media, it's a lot easier to get out there.
But I mean, how are you going to consider monetizing that?
The only way you can monetize that is through like YouTube, and we got like 10,000 views on, which is nothing on YouTube.
Nothing, yeah.
But even if you do have 100,000 on YouTube, it's still nothing.
Yeah, it takes 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
It's
See,
about subscribers more than it
of course,
is views.
and it's hard to get. I mean, there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
So we're not really
the digital space that is. So, I mean, but the reason I talk about it is because you have to see that it's going to have its role.
Right.
Like it's here to stay.
Right. I don't know. I mean, we really don't think about money that much because it's kind of like these days it's unattainable basically.
Yeah. It's more your passion than it is.
Yeah. It always has been because the money thing is like you got to be huge. To make any
huge.
money.
And even the guys that are huge aren't making the money that they used to.
No, because there's no record sales now.
Yeah.
You can buy, stuff on. We sell songs on, what's it called? Apple iTunes,
yeah.
iTunes, Spotify.
all that Spotify stuff.
Yeah.
But there's no money in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't live on this.
Well, I got a buddy that's got a song on Florida Georgia Line's album.
Oh, see, now that's a different
and
story.
he made nothing.
Right.
You make more in a show
Well,
than what he's going to make.
So he wrote the song.
He wrote the song.
Well, he's just getting publishing.
He got half the publishing rights.
Right.
And
That's
it's getting
standard.
played in stadiums.
Right.
And he's not making any money on it.
You know what though? I mean, here's the reality now. Okay, like bands back whenever, say 10 years ago, they would make all their money off of touring merchandise.
Yep.
And they get all that. Record companies now have their hands in all of it. So it's called a 360 deal. So you're basically
because they've had to get in on that because of all the
right,
downloads and all this stuff.
right.
Probably.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, so
Yeah, the whole space has shrank.
right, you're just basically doing it for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, really, you really are, and it's interesting to see like podcast. I mean, like what we're doing now. It's really no different. I mean, that's such a huge space. I mean, there's so many podcasts out there.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
I love them though.
Yeah, people love them and they're hot right now. I mean, I would say that's even another thing against the music business right now. People's time is, instead of listening to, whenever they're listening to headphones now, it used to be about 90% music.
Right.
Now I'm venturing to say you're seeing some cats listen to a lot of podcasts.
I listen to YouTube all day. I mean,
all day. That's all you listen to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be interesting to see how this space plays out and what it's doing for what it does to the business and the industry. I mean, and I don't think anybody really knows. We talked about them on the last show. Like, I always kind of use like those Paul boys, those Jake and Logan Paul, and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And what they're doing on
Millions
YouTube.
of-
Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But they've cracked the code.
Right.
They figured it out.
They figured it out. Same as SoHi could do, same as Chubby Bartenders could do.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
you just never know when it's going to pop. But it does seem like they've evened out the playing field for everybody. So you're as good as what you want to put out.
Right. We tried to get those guys in the video because they're from Cleveland, I
Yeah.
guess. So
Oh yeah.
We tried to get anybody we could, a celebrity from Ohio, to be in the video.
Man, you guys have done some great work with that, man. And let's go there right now.
Okay, let's go. Wait,
Okay,
I gotta get a
okay.
drink. What is it?
Okay.
Cheers, America.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Buster James.
To change Buster Douglas and the Ukraine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Buster Douglas in the Ukraine.
To our brothers in the Ukraine. Yeah. But now, Steve.
Yes.
Buster Douglas.
Yes.
Let's start at zero.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen him in your video.
Yeah.
You guys obviously know him.
Well, now I do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't mind, like, break that down. Give us, walk us through.
Our guitar player at the time, Jack Johnson, who played in Head Dizzy with me. See, here we go again.
Broken
20 years
relationships,
later.
getting back together,
Yeah.
getting back
Well,
together.
He worked with his brother Bill for a long time, so
I like that Four Roses.
I like it.
That's smooth, isn't it?
And so, we were like, hey, Jack. He's like, I might be able to get Buster. So
And
it took a while.
Did it?
Yeah. So we finally was like, hey, can you get hold of him? So we finally, where the
You'll be able to probably get him to come on the Chubby Bartenders.
I will,
right?
because he's a great guy. And he's like, I'm going to come and be on
I
stage.
was joking.
No, seriously. He goes, I'm going to be on stage with you guys when this COVID's over,
Yeah,
Well,
at Park's
no,
Edge.
No, Buster, you're not. No, not
Is he a
I'm
real
kidding.
good? Is he a good dude, man?
Yeah, great dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
awesome.
I know where that show could be.
You know a guy.
Well, his son Artie, I'm in constant contact with him because we promote his whiskey, which I wanted to get some tonight, but I couldn't get there.
What is it, man?
42-1. It's on the video. It's the Buster Douglas. I'm gonna get a bottle.
Buster has his own whiskey?
Yeah,
I missed that.
it's on the beginning of the video. He goes, "This is Buster Douglas. This is my new whiskey. Buster Douglas 42-1."
Where do we
How
get
in
a
the
bottle?
world did I miss that?
Here's the only place you get it is Giant Eagles.
Well, I'm going to Columbus Saturday morning.
Okay, it's called 42-1, and it's got Buster on the front.
Is it bourbon or is it?
Yeah, it's bourbon. And it's
Where do they
it's kinda
distill that,
pricey. I
man?
mean, it's like $40 a bottle.
Where do
whatever.
they? Where that's not that bad. Where do they distill it, man?
Called Ringside Brewery in Cleveland.
That's awesome.
Ringside Brewery.
All
But
right.
I told
We're on
Artie
that heavy.
And it's
I
a
told
bourbon.
Artie that we would promote him. So everybody, 42-1.
42-1.
Hey,
Buster
Artie,
Douglas is
I'm always
whiskey.
looking for great bourbon.
Yeah.
And
I'm rooting for Buster Douglas.
And I am rooting for Buster and
That's
you,
a Ohio boy.
Artie.
Hey,
You better believe it.
I think you never know, man. The Tyson might be a rematch.
Oh, hey, in this pro series, who knows, man?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
legends only live.
Does Buster want to get back in shape and go get it?
He probably knocked my head off right now. I guess
Oh, well, I mean,
his fist is like big as my head. So,
Well, I mean,
Is
you know,
he-
look,
is he a big
look,
old
but
man? Is he?
but he's a
You're a big man. Is he a big man?
he makes me look like a little kid.
Does he?
well, I mean, here's the deal, dude. I mean, those meat hooks right there knocked
yeah.
out Mike Tyson.
Right, right.
I mean, I don't care if you cut him on a bad night, whatever.
right.
Like, there has never been a day in my life I felt so good to where I'd want to fight Buster Douglas.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I've watched that documentary on him. They say how he was just in this incredible zone whenever
Right,
he
right,
fought
right.
Mike Tyson.
Right.
And Man, I think it's awesome because he's a hometown boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
know?
there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just outstanding.
Yeah. I mean, he was gracious enough to help us.
Was
out.
it? Was he really cool? Like to deal with anything?
Great,
Yeah.
great.
Don't you admire guys like that it
Right.
doesn't get to them?
No, yeah, man. He's
'Cause you
down to
know it
earth.
does.
He's a high. Oh, of course, man.
You know it.
He's
Well,
a,
you know what? It'd be real easy for that to turn you into being a complete asshole.
Oh yeah.
But you know what, man? I mean, we're hearing a personal testimony. He's not.
No,
It
no, he's a
didn't.
great guy.
He never
And
forgot.
he has every
never
right to
forgot.
be. He
well,
whipped
that's what I'm
Mike
saying.
Tyson.
Dude, he was a hey, listen, this man was a heavyweight champion of the world.
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
And you know what, man? From Ohio and still gracious and knows where he came from.
go be in a
And
heavy
dude, there's
metal video with
nothing
him.
better than
Yeah.
that.
You know.
Yeah, he's in the video. It's just awesome. I mean, that makes a lot of it. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, man. He got out. You know, he had the mask on and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
pretty soon it was just like, psh, it's like, just get down. I got some clips. You know, doing takes and stuff of his
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and yeah, he signed some boxing gloves for.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's
you know,
great.
and all that. There was people like coming by jogging, going,
Yeah.
Mr. Douglas, you're awesome. He was like, thank you. You know,
Well, I mean, I'm sure that guy has probably not bought a meal since he won that fight, even now. You know,
right.
I mean,
Well, if he comes to Jackson, he's not buying one here either.
no, he isn't.
right,
No,
great
he
guy,
isn't,
great
man.
family, great guy, man.
He can sleep in this
Right.
beautiful studio if he
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
yeah.
We'll put him up.
yeah, yeah.
But then you got Ted Williams, the golden voice. We didn't talk about him. He's in the
Man with
video.
the golden voice.
Oh
yeah.
man. So
Yeah, he was in that video too, wasn't he?
yeah, and we I just like sent his manager Scott a email like, hey, you know, we're doing this video, blah blah blah, and he's like, like a month later, I was like, he didn't answer me. He's like, yeah, man, we'll do it. He goes, can you make like a donation to the homeless shelter? You know, like
Yeah.
like $30 or $40. I said, how about $200? I said, fine. And we'll meet you. We met him in a parking lot, and we did all that shooting. I got all that on
Yeah.
video too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. He signed everybody in the band like a caricature thing
that's
of
awesome.
himself.
Yeah.
And took all these pictures.
Yeah.
Great guy.
He is a great guy. I had the fortune of meeting him before I actually knew he was famous. We were at a deal with I won't go into it, but we.
Chad
Like,
was selling drugs.
no. It was a company outing.
Okay.
You know, and the other people I was with say, well, there's the man with the golden voice, and I'm like, oh, who the hell's that? And
Yeah.
then we got together, and then like he started saying some stuff, and I mean
Yeah.
nicest, most humble guy you'd ever want to meet. We sat in a bar in Columbus with him,
I don't know how celebrities do that.
and well, I mean, I don't know what kind of celebrity status he is, man, but I mean, you want to talk about an awesome dude. I mean, this guy was homeless, man.
Right.
I
Really?
mean, you know, and so you want to talk about a humble dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not afraid to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, and my goodness, man, now that we know that Steve knows him, Steve can get him on the show too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would do it.
Would he?
Yeah.
Steve, we're going to be in a band together, but you're
No, I swear he told me because he's been like to MacArthur.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean,
like a nursing home. And
totally
stuff.
makes sense.
I can
Yeah.
make it happen if you guys want to have
Well,
him
yeah,
on.
let's get
Yeah,
him
from
on.
here on out, okay, Steve, we're in a band here together called the Chubby Bartenders. I'm the leader, and you are the booking agent. Yeah.
I'll try. I'll ask him. Yeah.
Are you from MacArthur or Wellston?
Wellston?
Wellston.
Man. Wellston from forever.
I didn't know. I knew you was in that era. Or
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
the area.
Yeah, I'm Wellston, man. Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Awesome.
someday I'm gonna get famous. Here's my dream.
Okay.
I want Broadway to be renamed Abele Way.
Oh,
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for that, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I want, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Oh, that's
who's
awesome.
the mayor?
Huh?
Who's the mayor now?
Charlie Hudson.
Charlie.
Charlie, I'm not
Oh,
that big
he's a
yet.
good
It's
guy.
not- I'm not there yet, though. I gotta.
Well,
you
Charlie,
like Charlie.
listen. No, you're already there. Charlie Hudson, if
Yeah.
you're listening.
Yeah.
You know.
Jeeping for joy. Yeah.
Charlie very well may be listening. You know.
Yeah.
We need to get Charlie on here.
I bet he's a
He's been
bet
invited.
I bet he's a closet listener.
He was invited at the very beginning.
Yeah, he was.
And
Yes.
forced us.
Yeah, when we had to.
Yeah,
Yes,
he,
yes,
he supported us a lot in SoHi and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
But-
Charlie supports everything.
yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't earned that yet. I'm still working, man. So
Well, now, Steve, maybe we can help you with Charlie Hudson if you
Okay.
can simply deliver Buster Douglas and the man with the golden voice. Then
I don't know about
I'll tell you
Buster,
what.
but
I'll tell you what.
I'll get
We'll work with Charlie.
Okay.
You work with.
I can get I can get the man with the golden voice probably pretty easy, but yeah.
My goodness, man!
But
I
since
mean-
we're talking about Wellston, Okay, about Rocket Pizza. I don't know if you guys.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the boys,
my, yeah.
Nathan Mullahan and the boys. Yeah,
You know that there's a pizza SoHi pie.
yeah. I didn't know
Yeah.
that you had a pie there, but I knew you guys
the
were
SoHi
heavily
pie.
Now,
Yeah.
what's on that pie?
It's the animal. They got a pizza called the animal, which is all meat total.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy invented this. It's just you add banana peppers and green olives and bake it 5 minutes longer, and that's a SoHi pie.
So it's a
Jeremy
little
out
bit
front?
burnt.
Is Jeremy out front? Did you unlock it?
Not yet. He's not here yet. He's just getting off work. But yeah, Jeremy came up with it because we'd always hang up there. We shot some video up there. You've seen a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's in the video, Rocket Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Man, I tell you, I love Jeremy Rupert. Out of all the guys that I have played music with, man,
right.
I know that Rupe he's a
Am I going to have to give up my chair when the man comes up here?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I might have to step back.
Maybe,
Let
That or,
this man
I'll
talk.
get up.
No, you guys can talk this music stuff better than me.
Jeremy is just
He loves music.
he loves music. I
does,
cannot
he
say
does.
enough about Jeremy Rupert. I tell you, I've never had, of all the guys that I've ever played music with, Jeremy, and I've played music with Jeremy probably as much as anybody.
Right.
And never a crossword with that guy.
Oh, no.
He is in. I don't care if you look at him and say, "Roop, we're gonna play Freebird," or what. Because I've been in bands where guys say no.
Right.
I've been in bands where guys just unplug their stuff and say, "We're not doing any more.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Hey, we're done. We said this was the last song. We're done." I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
hey, whenever you've been standing up there 3 or 4 hours,
You're ready to go.
you're ready to go home.
course.
And buddy, not Jeremy Rupert.
Well, he's not afraid to throw a mic in his face either on the drums, right?
Well, he doesn't sing.
No.
He
Okay,
doesn't sing.
Don't put a mic in his face.
I must
No,
be thinking
don't
of
put
the
him-
wrong
okay,
guy.
Listen.
I packed him in I packed him in a bar one night. I said, God's honest truth. I packed him in and sat him down at the drums. He was out of it. That I sat him down at the drums, and I thought, I don't know how this is going.
This might go bad.
And it was probably the best show I ever played with him.
Right.
And I mean, literally, he was
Just went
He
off
couldn't
on him.
even hardly.
But just went off on him.
Oh, he's
Killed him.
incredible. He's
he is.
incredible.
He is.
I've seen Jeremy steal shows.
Well, I'll be happy to give up my seat when he shows up.
He is.
Jeremy's
a show.
He
He's
is
a
a
show
show
behind me.
He's a show.
He is.
Jeremy Rupert.
Now,
is a-
when you play golf with him, do you wash his golf balls? just wonder.
Gee whiz. Did you hear this, Tyler?
What do you think, Tyler?
Well, but you got to know the guy, right? I mean, he's on the team.
Yeah. He is.
Oh, hell
on the
yeah, he
team.
is. I
He-
listen.
he's-
I've seen that guy play many times.
Oh, have you?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's played with Bart.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yep.
yeah. I mean, I admire his work.
He man, I tell you, and the fact you've got him in
I'm
the
just
right
messing
lane
with
right
you,
now.
dude. Yeah.
Oh, he is.
You've got
Yeah.
him where he needs to
He's
be
in the niche, man. He's where he should
'cause
be.
he can do what he's good at.
How long has SoHi
been
been in
around.
existence?
Going on 2 years, I think.
Probably
Maybe
3.
3.
Now, do you feel like the synergy you guys got with SoHi, like, do you feel like this is the best you've had yet?
Yeah, I do. Really.
I mean, and that's not just because it's now, like, it's
No.
because.
I think your timing's going against you.
well, the thing is, we're
Well, I
writing-
mean, yeah, shit
of
and
course, the
COVID, I mean,
yeah.
But we're writing new songs right now, really good stuff. So we're continually.
Do you guys get
songs
together and write, or
that
do you write on your own?
We write. 3 of us in my basement, me and Jeremy and Kent. We write most of the stuff.
Rupert jumps in on that.
What are you talking about? He comes up with a lot of stuff.
Does he really?
Yeah, some of the lyric parts even.
Well, I mean,
It's
you've
great.
already said he can't sing, but apparently he can write.
Never
He,
heard the
he
man
comes
say
up
it.
with some good ideas. He does.
Okay, so
And so-
that was one of the questions I was going to ask you,
Right.
Steve.
Yeah,
like you guys do all of your own stuff,
Right.
and you've been in several bands.
Yeah.
Is that generally a collaborative effort?
Yeah.
Or-
Always is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, everybody can bring in their own stuff.
That way, it's SoHi's song. It's not
Right.
Steve's song.
Right.
Well, but
So
like,
nice song.
do you come
Yeah.
with like, how does that work?
A
Like,
lot of this.
in a band. Okay, well, fair enough. That kind of opens the mind.
No, but
and the-
I've made it. Even if I write a whole song,
Okay.
I'll split it in 3 ways. I don't care because
Okay.
that energy had
Sure.
to be there.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to try that stuff.
But like, do you find that like you might come in, you got an idea in your
Right,
head,
right.
you throw it out there to the group,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
maybe they've got something to run
Right.
with,
Oh,
or,
yeah.
or
That's how it
vice
happens.
versa. Like maybe one of them comes
Right.
in.
Exactly.
And-
That's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. So so we're going to go. We record up in Columbus at. I'm going to be shot for this. In okay, I've been drinking too much whiskey. Reset brain. Joe Veers.
Okay.
Okay, cut.
Yeah. No, we're good. We're good.
How about Guitar Center going out of business?
Are they really?
Just my cousin David told me this the other day.
I didn't hear that.
I thought, are they still open?
I don't
He
know.
he said they's closed.
Oh, really?
I was going to go up there.
Just that one, or
No,
all of them?
All of them.
Really?
That they went bankrupt back in November, December.
Oh, I don't know about that. I've not heard that at all. I know they.
I
I,
haven't
know they
either.
went bankrupt, but I don't think they reorganized. I don't think they went out.
Okay. I
Seriously.
hope not, because I
Yeah.
loved going up there.
Right.
That's one of my favorite things to do is go to
Right,
the Guitar
right,
Center.
right.
Mindy I dropped Mindy off at Easton. I'd go over to the
You
Guitar
go.
Center.
Yeah.
Well, God, I've spent 8 hours in there before.
Sonic Lounge. I just
Sonic
remember.
Lounge, yeah.
Sorry, Joe Veers, whiskey dude. But a lot of big people played at Sonic Lounge and recorded there, man. So major stuff. So
Yeah.
I can't think of them right now, but
Where is that?
It's in Grove City.
Out in Grove City.
yeah,
Okay.
yep. It's an old telephone building. He turned it into the studio. It's awesome.
Really?
Pretty sweet.
Yep.
That's and you know that's something else that's come a long way is the recording aspect of it.
Oh, you can do it in your bedroom,
you
dude.
Can do it on your, you can do it on your
You do
phone.
it on your phone. Yeah. That's
mean-
just stupid.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing that people don't often talk about. And okay, if you're going to have a band,
I think
you're going.
recording is grinding.
Well, I mean, listen, if you're going to have a band and you're going to play music, the investment, the capital investment in that, and I'm sorry to always go business on this, guys, but like, you think of the cost of instruments, quality mics, amps.
The night that Steve played at the Stockroom in Halloween of 2019, there was probably in equipment, lights, not counting
PA and
not counting our stuff,
Right.
just your stuff, probably
Right.
50 grand,
Oh, easy.
easy.
Well, and then you got a haul it all there.
oh yeah,
Hey, and speaking of music equipment, you guys know I am a co-owner of Oztone Guitars.
Well, tell us about
yeah, tell
that,
us about
man.
that. What is that?
Well,
I knew that you have this. You do this guitar. I don't know a lot about
that's
this.
two different things.
Okay.
Okay, I'm the co-owner of the Southern Ohio Guitar Show also, which this year didn't happen because COVID, of course.
Yeah.
This damn COVID is it's killing us all, dude.
Well, anyway, I worked for Mark Goodman, owned the Southern Ohio Guitar Show for like 15 years, which is actually a kind of a flea market of dealers. Hit
Expo.
this again.
You're good.
And so we were, for years, he would like rent out, we basically rent table space out
Yeah.
to sellers.
Whoever.
Sell guitars, sell whatever.
Duffy's and whoever.
Primarily new equipment or used equipment.
Mostly used.
Okay.
So
You'll have a lot of
So-
guys like in their garage that build guitars
Right.
or build amps.
well,
or-
Mark's like, hey, I'm getting out of this. You're buying this. I'm like, how much is it? Like, nothing. You're taking over because I was
Sold.
because I was the MC every year. The guy on the mic,
yeah,
the dummy.
Okay.
So
Been there.
Yep. And so myself and Elliot John Connery in Athens, who's a world famous luthier, sure. And so we just bought it for nothing basically. And so we had two shows, Chillicothe, and
Another one for the shelf.
it's in Chillicothe every year. And we draw
OUC?
thousands of people. No, the Chillicothe High School. We had it last year.
Oh, really?
Last 2 years.
Gymnasium kind of thing?
Well,
or-
first time it was in the cafeteria, and we
Oh, yeah.
outgrew it.
Yep.
And then they double booked it the second year, so we had the gymnasium.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, buddy, this floor is like is a pristine floor. You've been in a gymnasium.
Yeah,
right?
they take care of that
And I
thing,
was
man. Yeah.
Okay, there's going to be tables here. Are you sure we can do this? They let us, and it was massive. I mean, we get 3,000 to 4,000
Well,
people.
if you ever need another place to go that sells alcohol, let me know.
Oh, where's that? Oh, yeah. Dude, seriously, the big room back there.
Yeah.
See, that'd be a great thing.
Yeah.
Because we got like
We'll set it up for a week.
Wouldn't it be
Yeah.
nice to have a little beer garden back
it
there?
would be.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's
yeah.
never at
Hey,
this. Because like
Here's the water. We can water that garden if we need to because I've got a garden.
we usually get 100 vendors, and it's basically buy, sell, trade. People walk in with
Yep.
guitars.
Boy, I bet that's a cool event, man.
It is.
I mean,
it's great. But this year we definitely will have it
You've
again.
kind of partnered up with one of my old buddies, Jerry Morgan.
Oh yeah, yep. Jerry does some off.
Jerry's a guitar man.
Yep.
He's a guitar man. I played some with
Yep.
Jerry. He's
Yep.
I saw this the other day on Facebook and it came to light for me. Not on Facebook, somewhere. Yeah, it was on Facebook before I deleted it.
Yeah. Well, you did not. Now listen, you're on. You're just not on.
I don't have Facebook anymore.
It's
I don't
on
have,
your phone.
I don't have a feed anymore.
What's that?
Where's that ice at? Oh, I'm sorry.
Right there. Right there.
I don't have a
Oh,
feed
God.
anymore. There.
Yeah.
There's those
It's-
glasses that are sponsored by who?
Okay, I got to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. It's but now, what's that? No. So you're not.
I can't hear anything.
You deleted your account.
No, I deleted,
Took it off your phone.
I deleted the app off my phone, but
There
I
you
haven't
go.
been on it since.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes it kind of hard,
Yeah,
hard
I ain't going
to
through all
jump
that.
on there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I did keep the Pages app, that way I can still like post a chubby bartender, stalker, and
Yeah.
all those things. But I did delete it off my phone. Man, I tell you, it just got.
Well, I mean, Lance was saying that he made that move to where he took it off of his phone.
You know,
Still has
most
it,
of the
but-
guys, yeah, and I did the exact same thing. Melissa at the office, she did the same thing. She was telling me about it, and I was like, you know what, I'm doing that.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense because I was just catching myself just scrolling people's stuff. That
Yeah. Well, I mean, you made an interesting statement to me, and I don't mean to put it on the air, but
Yeah.
you made the statement. You're like, man, I took it off my phone, and all of a sudden I found myself picking up my phone,
Oh, yeah.
like looking
yeah,
for that app, like, and didn't even realize it.
yeah. Like
man.
I now just yesterday it kind of quit. Where like I'd grab my phone and like where that app used to be, I would scroll like where it was going
Right,
to be, and now
right.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Right.
I just it wasn't nobody said anything or anything, but it was just I got to looking a
It's
lot
an
of
introspective deal.
a lot
Yeah.
of the people that I really look up to in a lot of fashions, like a lot of the guys that I know that are really great dads or are really great business guys or are just really great human beings or they're a mixture of all of those things. I got to looking at it, man, most of those guys don't have Facebook. Now, they might have Instagram or something like that, but I just got to looking and I was like, man, I'm way too accessible. Like, and I'm on this way too much. Let's just do it.
Well, I mean, I'd say, hey, take your break,
yeah.
and then make your own assessment. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you immediately I slept better.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I can tell you immediately I was more productive, and I can tell you immediately I was not near as angry.
Right.
There you go.
And I think that's a very fair assessment.
Yeah.
Likely. I mean, what I would say, I think I shared with you. I
was
was
off over 6
also,
years.
yeah, and I like to use Facebook for the same thing that I always do, and I think I do get distracted. But what I do like to see are people that I don't get to see regularly, that I haven't seen in years. Maybe I went to college
do you
with them.
get much of that on Facebook?
I try to tailor my feed to that. Like, dude, I want to see pictures of your kids and your pets.
Me too. Yep.
I don't want to argue on Facebook. I
Yeah.
don't want to look at political posts.
Now I will say that I've kind of probably amped up my Twitter usage a little bit.
Really, see, I'm not even on Twitter.
Well, I'm not. It's taken me about 2 weeks, but I've figured it out a little bit. I
Okay.
think.
I mean, I need to probably try Twitter.
Well, it's very follow what you want to follow.
yeah.
Very news oriented, probably, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's
Very very article driven.
Yeah. But I would also argue probably that you're going to eventually, as
Eventually,
you
I
evolve
worry.
you're going to get the same shit.
I wonder if it's not the exact same thing. To be honest
Oh
with you.
well, I think it's just a shorter version, it's
or a
only
bigger
130
version.
130 words, but it's quicker, and
Yeah.
people have more cover on it. So I mean, the thing is, I think that you make social media what you want, and I agree with you. There are a lot of people that don't have it and different things like that. But my thing is, I'm not afraid of it anymore. Like I will make the judgment to make posts or not.
It had nothing to do with that so much as it had to do with, and there's certain aspects, going back full circle to why I even started talking about this was on Facebook. I saw, the guy that has, in my opinion, the most musically talented man with a guitar around here. You're probably going to disagree with me. It's
I'm not-
okay.
I'm just here.
Steve is like, well, that is me.
Yeah.
No, it's
But-
not me.
Yeah.
But
sure.
the guy that's probably the best overall stringed musician that I've ever met, and I saw him on Facebook the other night. And I used to play with him all the time. Is Alan Darty. Woot, you know Woot.
Oh yeah.
He is, man. That cat can flat do it.
Oh yeah.
And we were just talking about like the guitar show and guys that are just guitar monsters. Jerry Morgan's a guitar
Oh,
monster.
he is. He is.
Is Jerry pretty good, man?
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Monster, bud.
Yeah,
Are you talking Jerry Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry
Yeah.
can jump in and play with anybody. Now he's got his own like style and his own rhythm and stuff, and there's stuff that he's really good at. But as far as Jerry Morgan is a
Right.
flat ass
And
guitar.
he's a great guitar relicer.
Yeah,
He does that for our company. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he builds those relic guitars, doesn't he?
Yeah. And he does
Oh,
a
he
lot-
actually builds them.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he
but he does a lot of stuff for Oztone. Well.
Now you're
okay,
going to have to
yeah.
get into, Steve, your guitar company.
Yeah. Okay. You guys go ahead though. I mean, you guys were talking about.
Oh
other stuff.
no, I'm just. I mean, I think just
I do have some shout outs though.
that's fine. Shout them out.
Like right here, Rainbow Optics,
Sweet.
a sponsor of SoHi.
Okay.
Very
Look 'em
nice. I like those purple shades, man. Those are sweet.
Yeah, man, they're cool.
Where are they out of?
California.
Okay. How'd you get tied in with them?
Our bass player just emailed them about it. We wore them a long time, and so they sent us a bunch of them to be in our video and stuff.
Okay.
But this hat here, Cam, Instagrams by Cam made me his hat tonight.
Okay.
It's a SoHi hat.
Sweet.
So I want to shout out to her.
Okay.
And
And this was all on Instagram.
so she's on Facebook. So
Okay.
Cam is. She does all our embroidery stuff.
Okay.
All that SoHi
Are you?
stuff.
You're on Instagram. Do you like Instagram?
I do. I'm on there.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not like huge or anything.
Are you
into it.
bigger on Facebook or Instagram?
Yeah, way bigger on Facebook.
Yeah.
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 So but I've lost my way now.
Your guitar company.
Yeah, guitar company.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, it started out my friend from childhood, Sean Hicks, who is Dennis Osborne's cousin, started building guitars. Right.
Okay.
So it's like, hey, Sean, you want to build me a guitar? Blah blah blah. 5 guitars later, he builds me all these custom killer guitars, which you can see on my stuff. So we decided to start our own company to do boutique guitars.
Okay.
And so him, Elliot John Connery, Keith McGrath, who's in Athens, who does our paint work, and
Okay.
then Jerry does our
I've seen
relic
the
stuff,
paint work, yeah.
right?
Yep.
And so we have one endorsement in Los Angeles right now, Doug Wien. He's from Italy. He's like one of these virtuoso shredding. I mean, he's a great guy. I met him actually opening at the Alrosa at a show. That's
Okay.
how I met him at. So we have his guitar right now. It's in paint, and we have his signature guitar built, and it's gonna be killer. He's gonna do a lot of promotion on Facebook, YouTube, and all that stuff for us. And my signature guitar is coming out here in a couple months. So,
Okay.
So what we
And
do?
what's the name of the company?
Oztone? Oztone. Oztone.
Oztone.
How do you go about a signature guitar? Just what you would build is like
Exactly what you want. If you want you know,
humbuckers and P90s.
No, we go way farther. We
Okay.
go, this one, my newest one is dedicated to my cat that passed away, of course. And it's got,
Is it purple?
no, this one's not purple. But this guy does any kind of inlay you want, and it's actually got his ashes in the back and a little paw embedded in the back of the guitar.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I've done one for my dog, Bubba. He's got his actual paw prints on mother of pearl on the neck, his name and his picture on the. I mean, we do custom, one-off. Hey, my mom, which I have one for my
Yeah,
mom.
you have one. That purple one's your mom's, right? Yeah.
Right. My mom's got Patricia on the neck. I have a big picture of her holding it
Yeah.
beside it.
Oh,
And
my.
it's hanging there.
It's cool.
It's
so
awesome.
we do like one-offs. We do personalized pieces of art, man.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been doing this?
As far as the Oztone, we just started last year, but as far as we've been doing the custom stuff for a couple of years.
Jerry's
So-
been working with you for probably 3 or 4.
Yeah, so Jerry does like a lot of stuff. He's done relic stuff for me, a lot of my stage guitars, which, but we're getting some international people wanting some stuff. So it's basically whatever you want.
Now then, are you playing these guitars, or
Yeah,
are
I
these
play
more
them live.
pieces of art
No,
where
I play
it's
them. I actually play them.
Okay.
So yeah, so yeah, that's what we do. So it's just off the ground right now, but it's going to get big. I
Oh,
think.
I hope it does.
Yeah.
I hope
That's
it does.
awesome, man.
That sounds
Yeah.
great, man. That sounds great.
Yep.
What else we need to talk about, fellas?
I
How
got
long
one more
are we?
shout out.
One more shout out.
Bella's Tanning in Wellston, Ohio.
Oh yeah, that's John Rogers.
Bella's
John
Tanning.
Rogers.
Well,
gives
look at that! Look at that
Look.
beautiful
No,
copper.
hey, no,
John
tone.
Rogers gives SoHi free
No.
tanning.
Oh.
We love John.
Wow.
Now, hey, now you've taken a. I got another thing
hate
we can
this
talk
thing,
about. We've you've taken a health dive.
What?
You've
Health-
taken a health dive.
What, the intermittent fasting and all that?
Well, you've lost what 100?
Oh, at least. Yeah. I do the gym
How long has
every
this
day.
journey been?
Oh, I don't know.
2 years.
Yeah, a couple years. I mean, I go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm trying to get endorsement sponsored by Anytime Fitness.
So are we.
So, good luck. You know they sold out, right?
No,
They did.
no.
I don't know who it is, the national chain. But anyway,
Okay.
I'm in there 4 to 5 days a week in the intermittent fasting, which you do. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
pretty much it.
We've got a gym, AP Prep. They're one of our sponsors. Now they're totally AP Prep is not really
Not like a
not like-
traditional gym.
they're not like
Yeah.
a traditional anytime
Yeah.
or one of
Go
those
get in
gyms.
shape type thing.
Yeah, they're not a
it's-
New Year's resolution
Yeah,
gym. AP
right,
Prep
right,
is
right,
a
right.
commitment.
Right.
Well, and it's
Not a
it's-
commitment, but
well,
it's
it's like a training
Performance.
yeah,
Yeah,
performance
they're training. If you have if you have a goal in mind, these guys are there. They're not there to just anybody can come anytime. No, you pretty well got to be a badass to go to AP Prep. Honestly,
Oh,
Right,
you do,
right. Yeah,
and,
I mean-
it's a custom design program.
yeah. It's like your guitar shop.
Yeah.
They're building signature.
Right.
But anytime, it's a great model with
Yeah.
Do you think anybody really works out at 2:30 in the morning?
Yeah, I do. Well, you have to go in at 10 because of this COVID thing.
Curfew.
Yeah, as long as you go in at 10, you can stay there all night, whatever. But yeah, they got.
So they've even got them on a curfew.
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
This
But
is
I want to
some
hats
shit.
off to this guy though. He's been doing the intermittent fasting. This guy looks great, man.
Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
You do.
slowly inching my way back.
It is a great way of life. You know.
How do you do yours, man?
I do-
Like everybody seems to have a little
Thank
bit
you
different
for that.
routine.
Oh yeah, man. I vary. I do 2 24-hour fasts a week, and then I do 16/8 every day.
I do the OMAD.
Right.
And
Oh,
I
he
learned that
does-
from Tyler. Tyler lost 100 and something.
Right.
Tyler was bigger than me and Chad.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
OMAD's great, man.
And
Yeah.
Tyler did it.
Yeah.
And man, like you probably heard me say on the show, if I'm like an alcoholic going to a bar when it comes to food. If you
of
put
course.
food in front of my face,
Right.
everybody's like, you need to eat 6 to 8 times a day. I'm like, man, yeah,
That's
you'd
not
watch
gonna
my
work.
ass just bust. Yeah,
Right,
it's
right.
split open.
Right.
And because I can't control myself. I
Right.
like food, man. I love grandma's home cooking. I'm
Everybody
a
does.
country boy. I love to
Yeah.
eat biscuits
Oh,
and
yeah,
gravy.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, bro.
And
Well, I mean, dude, he's caught my attention here with this. He said just casually, hey, 2 days a week.
You can do 2 5s.
You
fine.
you
Yep.
do 2 24-hour periods a
Yeah,
week
yeah.
with no food.
That's what I do that every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, he does it every day though. It's
Oh
called.
well, yeah,
Yeah, so you're-
you're doing
does
the one meal.
He does
He's
the
doing
one
that.
meal
I
with
got you.
OMAD, 1 meal a day.
Yeah. He's doing 16/8. So like,
I got you.
if he quits eating at 6 or 8 o'clock that night, he can fire back up at 2 o'clock that
Right.
next
I see.
afternoon.
I see what
right?
you're saying.
Is that right?
Okay.
That's right.
I used to
Okay,
do
so
like
it's
12.
okay.
Basically, it's all about insulin, man.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, it is. Which see, Chad's diabetic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Type
So-
2. Yeah.
Man, I tell you, I feel great.
I've heard that will cure diabetes. If you, yeah,
It's
seriously.
big. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do. It is. But
I'm
once you get-
anxious,
once you get like, I'm like breaking my shit right now. But
Well, and
We're-
that's
we're
that.
outside.
So I can't toot the fasting horn because I still do.
Right.
I drink coffee. I mean, like a true fast, you're not doing shit.
no, you get black coffee. Black
black
coffee.
I drink
and
black
water.
coffee
Black
and water.
coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you, and you've probably heard me talk about this, but man, I really struggle with gout,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping to switch over to a plant-based diet
Yep.
because, oddly enough, since our last show on Monday, I talked to a guy that's been taking gout medicine called allopurinol for like 3 or 4 years. Or no, I'm sorry, I've been taking it for 3 or 4 years. He's been taking it like 8 or 9 years.
Right.
Well, his enzymes in his liver were raised up this last time he had blood work.
Yeah.
And so he's been taking it longer than me. I was telling my dad this last night. I said, I don't want to be the guy that takes allopurinol for 40 years.
Right.
I don't, hey, if I'm 65, 70 and I got to start taking out Purinol till I ride the magic carpet and whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't want to start. I start taking that thing at age 35. Now I'm 39. By the time I'm 75, God forbid, heaven forbid, or not heaven forbid, but
Probably not good for you.
yeah. So
Yeah.
well, I'm really hoping to change my diet. And man, I tell
Have you started that plant-based thing yet?
No,
You've been
because
talking about that.
I just I think that's something that whenever I go to it, I'm going to be on it for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you said you were going to try it at least 30 days.
No, well now I've switched over because now this whole liver enzyme thing's got me all fired up.
Yeah.
So
And you're taking that medication now?
I take it every day,
Okay.
and I'm worried that I'm going to probably have to give this 6 months to see if
to see if it works.
to
Like,
see
have
if
you
it
ever
works.
come off that?
If I do within a month, I have
You've
the gout.
got it where you can't walk.
I can't. Yeah, you can't do nothing. The wind pisses you off.
Is that right?
Yeah,
is it?
the last time I had it in my knee, I couldn't get out of the car.
Oh, see, I thought it was just feet.
Oh no, I've had it everywhere.
Really?
No, I had it in my knee here a couple years ago, and they had to come out in my Jeep, and I had to pull down my pants. I had to shift over to the side. I couldn't get my knee out of the car.
Is that right?
Just
Yeah.
swell your knee up like the foot.
Oh, my knee was the size of a basketball.
Oh,
and,
my.
and I mean, I was.
Does it just come on you like,
no, it was. You can feel it coming on, but once it starts coming on, you can't
you
stop
can't
it.
stop it.
And I mean, I literally I was in tears.
It hurt that bad.
Oh yeah, I mean, now the knee was the worst I'd ever had.
So are you a little bit afraid to come off the drug?
Hell
now?
yes, I'm afraid to come off of it. It sucks.
Yeah.
Now,
But
can
that plant-based diet keep? I mean, because doesn't that have a lot to do? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know the myths surrounding gout, like red meat.
That shit.
That's not
stupid.
okay.
No, peanuts and turkey. Give it to me. I mean, hell,
So it's different with everybody.
I've drank fifth after fifth
And it
after
don't bother
fifth
you a
up
bit.
here, and I've
Yeah.
never walked out of here with the gout.
No.
I walked in Dakota's one night and started eating those peanuts,
Yeah.
and I walked in there just as like I could go play a basketball
big deal,
game
yeah.
and couldn't walk out.
Damn.
You're kidding me. It
No.
hit you that quick?
That quick off peanuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like
Inflammation.
Inflammation of the joints, right?
What happens is your joints, so your knuckles, and I kind of live with it in my fingers some, especially if I'm playing guitar a lot.
Right.
I can feel it. But there's a difference between having steady gout and having a gout attack. I can always feel a little bit of the gout, but whenever I have a gout attack, what'll happen is they form crystals in your joints,
Yep, that's it.
and then what happens is your blood and your capillaries, and they come attack those crystals because it's a foreign object in your bloodstream
right.
or in your body.
Yeah.
So whenever they attack it, then whenever they hit those crystals, they bust.
So is this very similar to like an autoimmune disease like rheumatoid arthritis or something like that?
I would think that it would be on the. I don't know. My
Same
mom has
same
that, but
spectrum,
yeah,
probably. I mean,
yeah. So whenever those capillaries bust, that creates inflammation. So that's why whenever you see something that's all red and inflamed,
Yeah.
that's why. It's because those
It's
those
fighting
capillaries
it.
are busting.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way to combat it because they're busting.
So even though you're taking the prescription medication, you are.
I've never had a gout attack taking the prescription medication.
Okay.
Now I've had gout, but I've never had a gout attack.
Okay. But what if you're taking that medication and you eat a bunch of peanuts right now?
I could probably tomorrow. Whenever I wake up, it would feel like I stubbed my toe.
But not as bad as what it would be
Whenever
if
you have an
were-
attack, it's you're down.
and it prevents that.
Oh yeah, like I said, I couldn't walk. I mean,
And the argument is that perhaps a plant-based diet could take care of that. However, if you eat something that is foreign to that,
what I'm diving into now with what I'm researching on this
Yeah.
is plant-based things are living. So they are bringing nutrients based off something living as opposed to
Processed
yeast
food or
or something.
well, but like a peanut,
the peanut, it's the acid. in
yeah,
the
and
peanut.
that's like a legume, right? I mean, that is it grows organically, but it's probably a trial and error process.
And there again, my body I may go on a plant-based. It may flip it the other way.
You never know. Yeah.
You know, all these restaurants are going plant-based meats. You see that now?
Well, yeah. See, and that's an important take in what
Right.
you're saying is like what you're saying is when you go plant based, you're not talking about going, vegan.
No.
You're talking about it's going to be like it's going to be grass fed beef.
Yeah.
Deer, free range chickens. Things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I tell you, I've been eating for the last 3 weeks, month or so. I've been eating. Shout out Travis Hughes for letting me come out and kill a deer. But I went out and killed a deer this year, just simply for the meat.
Oh, yeah.
And because I really want to beat this scout.
It's lean, dude.
Yeah,
Dude, I feel like I'm 20.
Yep.
My wife says I feel like I'm
Oh, yeah.
hey, that post you had there, that was fire. By
Was
the
it?
way.
You like that?
A little boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And the look on her face was phenomenal. I loved it. Yeah.
But
yeah.
man, I tell you, I'm all about feeling good, man.
Exactly.
I tell you, I've just had some revelations here, especially in the last 2 years. I had to cut some of the shit out of my life and just really, man, I feel great. I don't know. I truly don't know that I've ever been happier. Especially now after I've lost. Massey, you fat ass, if you're listening.
I think you should really thank him, though. Dude.
Well,
Yeah.
I should. Even though he beat me, at fat bastard.
How much does he put back on?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him today.
We got to get him back.
Yeah. But I officially crossed 230 today. And
Dude, I don't think that's that bad. Though.
That's not
you
bad at
carry
all.
that very easy. You still look very good with what you're doing.
But Chad, as a fellow obesity
Well,
child,
see, that's a problem. Then you're saying, well, 240.
yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're getting the old flat pants out again, bud.
Yeah.
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 And what I'm saying is, okay, now, so like tonight, whiskey, coffee, no beer. I had tonight right before I came. The reason I was late is I had to eat, so I went home and I fried up a half-pound of deer burger and I had 4 eggs.
There
Well, you
go.
really haven't
Eggs are
done.
good.
You've
Yeah.
not really done anything
That's not bad.
to savage your body tonight.
Other than the whiskey.
Yeah, but that's not going to throw weight on you, dude.
Here's the thing, Chad.
Well,
I don't give a shit what any whiskey drinker tells you. Yeah, that whiskey might not, but it's that buzz at 12:30 whenever you go in there to the cabinet.
And eat a bag of potato chips.
Exactly, man.
That's what
That's
that
where the
whiskey does.
discipline comes
Yeah,
in.
let me tell you about a true fat ass. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's to me the key to losing weight is figuring out how to go to bed hungry.
Oh, yeah.
I told my wife she needs to lock the cabinets.
See, I've got
Whenever you
much
live with
better-
these small children,
Yeah.
there is
There's
snacks
so much shit. Yeah,
all the
but,
time.
But I'll tell you, man, the one thing that my type 2 has helped me with is figuring out that, look, dude, go to bed hungry. Because if you don't, it's going to be a major problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
What do you mean?
Well, man, that's what throws me. Like if I eat, because what you generally want to do when you're AKA drunk
Yep.
or whatever, is you want to roll home and your body's going to crave like carbs.
You've probably saw me stop at Speedway after here
Yeah, multiple times.
just to get a tornado.
Oh my god! Well, your body's going to crave like carbs and stuff like that. And what I've got to watch is, I mean, here's what I've got to make a choice. Okay, if I'm going to sit here and drink 3 glasses of whiskey during this show, what I cannot do is then eat a pizza.
Yeah,
Right.
well, we have.
Or I have when Matthews is here.
Yeah, with Matthews, we ordered 2 pizzas.
But like,
Matthews.
you know, I mean,
Jeff,
what that does to my body
like
is
him, man.
that's where I start damaging organs and everything else because my blood sugar is going to get extraordinarily high. Now,
Okay.
if I can sit here like tonight,
and just take the whiskey.
like I do most of the time, like I can sit there and drink that. I mean, I've got myself trained that, you know, after drinking, the change you've got to make. I mean, and for me, it's not about losing weight or gaining weight. It's about like, hey, look, dude, do you want to go on dialysis? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you really like to drink whiskey and beer?
Yeah.
I mean, because you got a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, don't do that and then eat a plate of spaghetti. You know,
Yeah.
because if you do, you know, if I do that before I go to bed, I'm in big trouble.
You're going to be on dialysis.
Well, yeah, I'll be up in the middle of the night pissing 3 times and doing all that kind of stuff because my blood sugar is over, 140, So what I got to do, like, I'll leave here, and what I've got to get myself, and I've kind of got myself into this habit, like, and this is one reason why I really struggle to get rid of chewing snuff. Because every night it's a nightly ritual.
It's a filler.
I throw
It's
in
either
a
that or
dip,
eat.
dude.
I think it's an oral fixation. I chew snuff.
Oh, I do too.
How many cans you chew a day?
One.
I'm two.
I'm probably 3/4 of one. Like I don't.
Oh.
I've never been a candidate.
One lasts me till the afternoon. You smoke or chew or anything? Nothing. Have
I've
you
been
ever?
I've been trying to dial back on it. Like I'm no more than one a day. On some days it gets a little worse.
Or you're a
but-
long chewer, like you chew
Yeah,
for 3
yeah,
hours.
Yeah. Well, I don't try to, but
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
happens.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like especially at night, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'll get home, I'll put a podcast on
Yeah.
and a lipper.
Yep.
I might wake up with it running down the side of my face.
I'm
I'm a
slept-
gross individual.
Hey, I've slept with with one in many
Oh,
nights.
me too. I mean, I'm a gross individual.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing to do would be like get up, throw it out, go to sleep. But
I look forward to it. I like it.
that's the one time a day. And like after
You're a
this,
lucky man if you never started that shit.
I've never done anything.
Don't.
Tobacco.
and then
I
that's
like-
another thing. I quit that for a long time.
I do like pizza rolls.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
never mind.
yeah.
So you go to Anytime Fitness then at 10 at night, or
Yeah, well,
you have to be in there?
I go.
What's the guy who runs that place?
You mean the guy? No, Mandy is the manager.
Who?
Mandy?
No,
No, Scott?
the guy that's always with Stan and Brenda Lemon.
He's a personal trainer, I think.
Bo. There's Bo, Scott,
Bo
Mandy.
Kearns.
Bo Kearns, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know you know, Bo.
He works on telephone poles and then
Yeah,
goes to
yeah,
gym.
yeah.
I know you and Bo know each other.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I don't know who you're talking about. The thin dude with the shaved head.
Nice tight haircut, comb or part cut in the side.
Scotty.
Scotty, yeah.
That's him. Yeah. He didn't. Mandy's the manager. Scott. He's
That guy should be.
Come in. Yeah.
He's the face.
Yeah. He's Scott. Scott's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a real cool guy. He
Yeah.
comes in bar all the time.
Yeah. I've been going there for like 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Not every day, but as soon as next week, I start 5 days.
Every day.
Because you're retiring.
I'm retiring after 27 years.
Yeah,
of
are we
cable
allowed? Are we
TV.
allowed? Are we allowed to announce that?
I don't care. Tomorrow.
Man, congratulations. my friend.
Congratulations, man! That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
27
free.
years.
I'm free after tomorrow.
I've been begging Bo too.
Yeah.
Bo's been.
Is he still working? Mm-hmm. What?
Bo Kearns has been at
Jeez, 100 years?
between him and his dad. I bet you they have.
Yep.
I bet you they're close to it.
Oh, I'd say so.
I bet you they're at 80.
Steve was there forever. wasn't
Yeah, and Bo's been there 30. So
Did he? Did Bo start when it was still GTE?
He was
That's
18.
what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love everybody there, but it's time to go. I got other things to do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy for you, man,
Thank you,
because
bud.
I you and I share some of the same passions, and I hope that you have a long life
It's
of,
going
of
to happen.
this
Dude.
next phase.
It's going to happen. With
Yeah,
music.
yeah, boy.
Music. It's going
Yeah.
to.
Well, I mean, what's
I hope you
exciting
do.
about, man, when you can retire
right.
and still be able to
Right.
pursue the
Right.
passions that you
Right,
want, man. I
right.
mean, that's what it's
Yeah.
all about, dude.
I've planned it for a while. I want to always retire early, so I just put away enough money. Let's go.
Isn't it? I mean, and I'm not saying I'm there right now, but I'm 40.
Right.
You know, and I mean, you guys are.
Get
I
out.
don't know about you, but you're older than me.
I'm 13.
Yeah, I'll
You're 13,
I'll be 48 in August.
I'll
You
be
know-
13 next year.
But
And like I'm trying to. I mean, dude, look,
I'm looking
I don't
at it.
want to work till I'm 70.
Yeah, I'm
dude.
looking
Don't
at
do
it.
I
it.
don't.
Just
Yeah.
don't do
There's
it.
some there's some things I want to get done, and
It's not worth it, man.
like
I mean, it's
Hey,
like,
listen.
like look, man, I'll retire from. I guess what I'm saying is I don't want to trade my time for money after a certain age, and I want to pursue other things.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna sit around with my thumb up my
Yeah,
ass.
that's what I'm saying. Like I'll always be into something till the day I go in the ground, dude.
right,
But like I'm not going to.
focus.
Like when I'm talking about contributing to a 401k and shit like that, like I'm talking about getting that done with by a certain
Man, I'm not there. I'm looking at it.
Oh yeah, and now's a good time to start looking at it.
I've created some
What is that unit?
That's a Black and Mild.
What kind of? It's got a filter on it.
Yeah, it's like a cigarette.
I've never seen one like.
But if I can get to the point, and I'm not there right now.
You
I'm
can
not.
do it, dude.
I'm not there right now. But I'm saying I see it.
You see it.
Yeah.
And
You see it, man.
I've realized that money, man. Chad and I worked together at a Fortune 500 company about 15 years ago, or 10, 15 years ago. Man, I was the most. Let's get in here. Let's wear our suits, and let's, man, we're gonna just make $1 million.
Right.
And, very Wolf.
I was right there. I was right there with you.
He was right there with me.
Yeah.
Right.
And but the older I get, and I spend time with my family, and I go horseback riding with my dad.
Dude, that's what's important.
And I'm like, who gives a shit if I got who cares about the money?
Dude, as long as you can live.
As long as I can
just
live.
gotta have enough.
But I'm
That's it.
back into the point that I was raised with, which is, and Tyler's getting there too. Hell, I don't need money to live.
Right.
You know why? If I need to, I'll go and kill my shit.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying I'm trying to
Right.
feed my whole family on killing shit,
Right.
but I could.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
That's how you got to do it, man.
Well, it's not, but I enjoy it.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I like that. Like,
Right.
I've really,
I mean, the
I hate
thing
to say
is-
I've turned hippie, but damn near.
I think you got to look at it like, hey man, money is a tool, right? And like I think you
No, you got to have some coming in.
Oh,
I mean,
hey, listen, man. I mean,
Yeah.
don't get twisted.
yeah.
I'm interested in my income.
Sure.
But I'll tell you, man, your priorities change big time, and it becomes about, hey, man, can we do what we want to do, or we,
Man.
know?
I looked at my son the other day. I don't know about you, bud, but man, I looked at Gibson the other day, and my God, he's getting big.
Dude, it'd go on you. I mean, we
You have
just
kids,
dropped.
Steve?
I have no kids.
You have no kids.
No, I have nothing. I'm myself.
You ever been married?
Yeah, I was married.
You was married?
But that's why I can retire early, because I'm just me.
Yeah.
You know? I don't have anything. I've got two
Have you
cats,
got?
though.
Have you got to a point
cats,
there
yeah.
where like, okay, not to take another deep
That's
dive,
fine,
but
that's fine.
but do you regret that?
What?
Like not doing the traditional get married, have kids?
I
because
did that. No, I don't at all. No,
yeah.
none.
I can see like you getting very not complacent. I think it's the wrong word, but like very just live in the now.
Very happy.
Very.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I don't
free.
think I don't think you can say I'm happy because I'm not single or because I'm single. It's not that. But you're happy, so therefore,
Right.
it doesn't matter what's going on around you.
Well, I've got a lot of friends.
You got a shit ton
I
of friends.
got a lot of lady friends, whatever. So,
Yeah.
I just don't not going that way anymore.
Yeah, not chasing it.
No, never.
Yeah, I've realized the chase is what's probably killed me.
Right.
The chase is what's been the hardest on me, and it's
course.
taken me till now to realize that. But
Well, I think we've both dealt with here recently, like kind of that thing where you sit there and you watch it and you think, man, I've chased this, I've chased money, I've chased.
well, I was
I've chased
15 years. Actually, I was 16 years this year before I hit my goal. You know my sales goal that I told you about.
Yeah.
And I hit it this year
Yeah.
after 16 years in the business.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I have spent my life.
That's right, bud.
No, well, but
I know,
I mean
I
that in a
gotcha.
different way. Like I don't mean it like it almost woke me up. Like, oh, man, I spent 16 years chasing
Right.
this son of a bitch. And
Right.
I was like,
Now I'm here.
now what? And I'm not any happier now than I was whenever I was broke as shit. And I'm like,
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, I think that you find that.
happiness
I think
doesn't come from a dollar.
it takes perspective, and I think you got to get a little older to realize, like, hey man, what do I want?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want my son to remember me. I want
Yeah, like
my
I
wife
mean,
to
look,
love
now
me,
I've got to do what I got to do to get what we need.
Sure.
Right.
But like man, like hey, you can't chase it to the point where
It eats you.
Right.
And I've been there.
Exactly.
Been there.
I just want to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
My music goes back a long time, man.
Long time,
and
bud.
people
Yeah.
are still listening to the shit I did when I was fucking kid.
I think they will.
You know?
I think your
They do.
music
It's-
is powerful enough. I really
Yeah,
do.
thank
well,
you.
see, and what the
Yeah.
coolest thing is, man, like both you guys, like you've made music. There are recordings of you guys
Right.
singing.
Now here's
and
the
there
deal.
are
though.
songs you've written that, dude, those will live on for years after you're
I've
gone.
written a few, but I mean, you take guys like Steve. They have really. Steve has created a brand with his music.
Yeah. And dude, that'll live long after you're gone.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
Yeah, you hope so. Anything else we need to talk about, man? We've been at it over 2, ain't we?
Yep, over 2.
Over 2. Steve Abele, my
I
friend.
gotta say one thing. Shout out to Angles Towing out here because I told him I'd say hey.
Oh, well then, hey, man.
yeah.
Hey, Angles,
Hey,
we love
Angles
you
Towing.
guys. Hey, Jeremy's on the phone.
Mandarins.
Hey, listen, Jeremy's on the phone.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy, you're on live. What's up?
Oh, we ain't waiting on your ass, Roop.
Yeah.
I still need a ride though.
Still needs to ride. Still come down.
We'll be here.
See you, man.
Hey, thanks, guys. Look him up
Thanks,
at
buddy.
SoHi.
Hey, wait a
at,
minute. Wait, I gotta say one thing. Yeah, a Facebook SoHi band, and then if you want to send me a friend request, SJ.
SJ Abele.
SJ Abele. God damn it, get it right now. ABEL. Just say SJ Abele.
Is it
ABELE. ABELE. And SoHi band. And everybody get on there and like Bucknut, man.
Yeah, Bucknut,
Yeah.
the
Bucknut
video.
on video. And
On YouTube,
it's on
go to
YouTube.
YouTube, watch
It's
it.
on YouTube. It's on.
Go see James Buster Douglas and the Golden Voice.
Yep. Go. It's going to be big because we're going to do a video pretty soon. We didn't even talk about that, but
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. We are doing a video.
we're
here.
doing our new SoHi video is going to be at 601 pretty
yeah.
soon.
Can't wait.
Yeah, so,
So-
hey, we might have to have a couple cameos from the Chubby
Yeah.
Bartender.
That's true. That's true.
If Steve will allow it.
If he'll
we'll
allow it.
definitely-
He's
I am,
big time.
I am
He's
the
big
man. I am the band dickhead. I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
can
so
check
it's-
us out
it's-
at Chubby Bartenders at Spotify.com and Chubby Bartenders at ApplePodcast.com. Shout out to our sponsors, AP Prep over in Chillicothe, Ohio. Jason Prater, we love you guys. Geiger Brothers Construction right here in Appalachia, Jackson, Ohio. Those guys, if it's steel, if it's concrete, if it's wooden, it don't make a shit. Those guys can build it. And don't forget our boy, Mr. Brad Mother Munn. You see, I almost did that.
Yeah, I saw. I thought, well, you were going to go.
Hey, will you guys have me back sometime?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But me and Jeremy, what do you think?
If we can get another
we get
setup,
two
in there,
chairs,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, we've done it before.
We can
make
talk
that
in the
work.
same mic.
We have done it
Okay,
up here.
never mind.
We can make it work.
Never
We
mind.
can
But
make
go
it
see our boy Brad Munn. He's got those
Yeah.
kick-ass fritters.
Hey, and don't forget.
Did you say fritters?
Fritters.
Hey, don't forget about Gillum Insurance.
Hey.
This gentleman's sitting
Silent
right
plug.
here. He'll
Silent
help
plug.
you out.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah, he'll help you out.
give them all a like on Facebook, Instagram, all that good shit, and just hey, leave us a thumbs up, comment
Yeah.
on our YouTube page. So and thank you, Tyler Gillum. See you guys.
Tyler Gillum.
Love you, Tyler.